Okay. Are we live? Yes, Monty, I know what you say about recording me. Or you. God damn it, you did that just to trip me up, didn't you? Anywho, we back! We back with more of this after almost a month. Actually, a little over a month. So... yeah! So yeah. We back with more of this. Finno time. Again. Let's notify the server. There we go. But yeah, I didn't realize how long it had been. But yeah, we back with more of Sachi's Route. Just when I thought we were getting into a groove. Just when I thought we were getting into a groove with Discord embeds. And I actually waited quite a while after saving all the details before going live. Don't even give me that look, you. Discord is just dumb. I know you talk about wanting an account, but it's really not all it's cracked up to be. I'm just saying that right now. You don't have to believe me. But yeah. It's great when it works. Like a lot of things. And yes. We are indeed back with more Sachi. Just have a link? Well, here's the thing. Discord does those embeds automatically. And it's like, yes, I can close it, but I think it's funnier to leave the embeds up so people can be like, yo, the fuck? Why is the title wrong? Or, people can ask me, like, why does it look a certain way on their end? So I can just be like, Discord embeds suck. Also, Oreo, Matt was asking how you're doing. Because he messaged me right before stream. And I'm curious too. And Noran, how have you been? Because honestly, tomorrow, I just want the Wild to play spoiler to Vegas so that St. Louis can try to pass them. As much as we hate St. Louis, Oreo, I would rather see St. Louis get to the postseason than Vegas. It's been super hot where you live. Yeah, I mean, it is getting into that warmer time of year in the Northern Hemisphere. So, that checks out. Yeah, that's what I figured based on what happened in the server that one time, but I'm glad you're doing well at least. Also, since I was talking about hockey just a minute ago, I looked at the standings earlier today and discovered that yeah, I was talking shit in the sports channel how Dallas kind of dipped in the race for the President's Trophy. Yeah, guess what? Now they're 1 point behind the team currently, holding the title of best record. So they could actually fucking do it. They got 3 games left to do it, and so does the team defending the title right now. So yeah, you guys actually might come away with best record this year. As insane as that sounds. I also heard about something going on with Apple again. So yeah, that was fun to find out about. I still need to find out more, but what I was seeing was pretty freaky. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, and there's something I meant to bring up last night during the Undertale stream. Ugh. But I think, keyword think, we finally figured out why I was so phlegmy so often. Because that was a real problem with me for a long time. And it's the last thing I would have guessed. So, what I found out about myself over the course of the last week or so is that I might have a mild peanut allergy. Because it's something we decided to try. Like, it's something my mom brought up because she has one and my sister has, a mild peanut allergy. So I'm like, you know what? I guess it's worth a shot. I just swore off peanuts this past week, and I actually felt pretty good. And I'm like, oh shit, there might be some credence to this. So then the last couple of days, I had some Nutty Buddy bars, the Little Debbie Nutty Buddy bars. And it started happening again. And that's when I just had that oh shit moment, like, shit, this is real. I don't know what changed. I don't know what changed, Discord, but you got it right. A few minutes later. That usually doesn't happen after I change it. That usually doesn't happen once it's posted it once. That usually doesn't change. So yeah, I have no idea, man. I have no clue. Discord embeds be dumb. I tell you guys all the time, Discord embeds are dumb. They are. They're so dumb. Like, fucking hell. Also, I'm thinking about doing, like, Titanfall or something. Titanfall or Zombies or something this weekend. Because I've had a few people approaching me about playing Zombies with them at some point. And I'm like, as much as I want to do that, it's hard to find time. So yeah, it's an idea I'm thinking about. There we go. Alright, I think we're ready. I saw this in main chat earlier, but I feel like I need to spotlight this. This is why you need to be part of the server. I still can't believe these are actual lyrics to a metal song. Sounds like somebody had a wild experience at a Papa John's. That's why you gotta be part of the server, folks. Only in the stream, so. Yes, let's get started. Can't believe it's. Yeah, so we went from like 3 weeks between episodes to a month. What am I doing with this series? Can't believe it's been since November since we started this. What a journey it's been these last 5 months. Alright, so we're mid-July 2011 right now. I don't even really remember what happened. Just that we started Sachi's route last time. So it looks like the last thing that happened was we met with our handler, JB. Again. Been too long, man. Mashing students of different school years into a single classroom and giving them an identical course of instruction is typically referred to as a combined class system. Yep, a lot of schools do this. It's most frequently used in rural elementary schools, where low population and limited resources sometimes make it an unavoidable cost-saving measure. Yep, that sounds about right to me. That's how our school was. What are we doing? Math? Oh. Somebody seems like they want to impress the class. I guess Mihama might be called an unusual variation on that system. Amani's a year ahead of me, Sachi and Makina are a year below, but we're all currently being taught how to solve quadratic functions by factorization. Yep, they are doing math. Oh, this should be good. Sorry, I don't speak Italian. Do you not? Or... Are you coming on to me? Mon amour? Alright, I'll get back to the game. Of course, even in rural areas, they don't tend to squash 3 years into one. You usually have to go to South Korea to see anything like this. I mean, I had classes where sophomores, juniors, and seniors were all in the same class. So that's not that unusual. But then again, I didn't go to a public school for high school. It was a public charter. Bit of a difference, I guess. Infected who just dropped a new song? Oh shit, yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about that once you're done listening to it. I'm so down to hear that. Because I liked the last one you sent me. Sounds like it would fit right in the game. By the way, still waiting to hear more about Killing Floor 3. Uh-huh. Just do your best. A squared, just remember, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. No, wait, that's Pythagorean theorem. They're doing factorization. I'm gonna be frank, I don't remember factorization. School was a long time ago.
x かっこ 3x マイナス1だと思います。
Sachi, are you Yumiko?
正解。さすが小峰さん、しっかり勉強しているわね。
As I would expect from Sachi.
ありがとうございます。
小峰さんなら国立大学の入試問題でも普通に答えてしまいそうね。
Don't give her ideas, Yumiko. Taking in Sachi's effortless response out of the corner of her eye, Sachi mumbles words of admiration. Sakaki.
私また気づいちゃったかも。
I'm scared. What revelation?
ツンデレ練習機の電源でも入れっぱなしだった？違うわよ。もし本当にそんな機械あったら買ってるけど。
I'm sure you would.
買うのかよ。
Are you surprised by this, Amane? This is Michiru we're talking about here. Okay, so what did you realize?
もしかしたらサチって先生に当てられて答えられなかったこともないんじゃない？
I wouldn't be surprised.
そう言われればそうなのよさ。
Yeah, so there was that one revelation that she has never turned down a request. Literally becoming the embodiment of never deny a guest, even the most ridiculous request. But she's never flunked a question either. As of 2 days ago, I probably would have reacted with skepticism at this point. But after what I've learned about Sachi lately, this seems all too plausible.
ってことはまさかテストの点も全部満点だったり？
I don't know, we'd have to check that.
いえ、前回のテストもそうなのですが、100点以外の点も取っています。
Okay, so she quickly puts that theory to rest. Okay. I was gonna say, this would be a little bit too ridiculous if that were true.
それ見たことか。ここにサチの腐敗神話破れたり。
Yep, it's only natural, Michiru.
なんであなたが得意げなのよ。
Because she has nothing else in her life.
ごめん、なんとなく。
Yeah, because this is just Michiru.
確かに全部というわけじゃないけれど、小峰さんの場合はケアレスミスがほとんどで、常に満点に近い数字よ。
Yeah, she just does her best. Like anybody would.
すごい。
Yeah. She's very, very good. But not perfect. Like anybody.
調子に乗ってすみませんでした。なんで謝られているんでしょう。
Probably for something Amane said in the past, but what that is eludes me.
察してあげるのよ。相手の遺伝子が自分より優れていると悟った時の本能的行動なのよさ。
Oh, come on, Makina. It's not that.
そうなんだ。でも、
Oh, come
私的にはちょっ
on.
と残念かも。
What, you wanted to keep building the lore around Sachi, didn't you? What, that Sachi's grades aren't always perfect?
そう、ここまで来たらどこまでもっていうか、こう、サチにはずっと汚れのないままでいてほしかったのよね。
Yeah, that's just a little bit too much to ask for, Michiru. Finding somebody who actually, can maintain a 4.0 grade average is just ridiculous.
例えおかしいし。
Yeah.
なんだかよくわからないですけど、ごめんなさい。
That's okay, Sachi. I don't either.
別に謝らなくてもいいってば。全部が満点じゃなくても、私には到底真似できないことなんだから。
From a common sense perspective, it seems completely obvious. No matter how much of a genius you are or how much time you spend practicing, it's difficult for any human being to maintain absolute perfection. I would wager downright impossible. Because no matter how good you are at something, you're going to slip up eventually. That said, I have this, in Sachi's case, I have this odd feeling that she's only missing questions because nobody's asked her to get perfect scores constantly yet. Am I just overestimating her? No, I think that genuinely would just be beyond her abilities.
でもユミコも言ってたけど、サチならどんな問題でも答えられちゃいそうな気がするのよね。
I disagree, Michiru. I'm the same way at work. You know, whenever somebody says, they're impressed with my knowledge of the store that I work at, I just tell them, ask me enough questions. You'll find something I don't know, because it's true. Even after 5.5 years, 5 years and 8 months now, there's still shit I don't know. You throw something really fucking obscure at me, yeah, I'm not gonna know. Or if it's something I've never heard of, yeah, I'm gonna be like, we probably don't have it. So yeah, you can still trip me up.
実際当てられた問題に必ず答えてる記録継続中なんじゃないかしら。
Why is everybody so fixated on this? Like, yeah, it's impressive, but what does it matter?
この学園に来てからということなら、そうなると思います。
Sure.
だったら余計にどこまで難しい問題なら答えられるかって気にならない？
Yeah, just ask some college level calculus questions, and I'm sure that would do it. Well, I can more or less identify with the sentiment. The girl's a curious specimen, to be sure.
じゃあ実際に試してみればいいんじゃね？
I thought we were answering questions relevant to our class.
そうよね。
Oh no. This is not gonna go well, is it?
でもさ、さっちゃんが答えられないような問題を出すんだったら、少なくともさっちゃんより頭のいい人じゃないとダメじゃない？絶対答えられない問題じゃ意味ないだろうし。
Yeah, that's just not fair. Ugh, excuse me.
それならお兄ちゃんが適任だな。
Me? No. No. No.
ああ、そっか。ユージって仏頂面のくせに頭はいいしね。
For the record, a sourpuss face has absolutely no relevance to academic results.
そうね。ユージの手を借りるのはちょっと尺だけど。
Why do I have to be the one to do this? Sorry, what's that supposed to mean?
つまりあんたはサチの解けなさそうな問題を出す係に任命されたのよ。
I guess I don't mind giving her a test, but shouldn't you be asking for her consent before appointing anybody?
それなら私は大丈夫ですよ。
I figured you would be listening in. Well, I did pretty much expect an answer along those lines, but still.
というわけで
Feels
リポート
weird.
よろしく。
Oh no.
私たちも手伝えることがあったら手伝うしね。
This isn't gonna go well, is it? If there's anything we can help you with, just let us know,
も
right?
ちろんなのよさ。
Betcha, Captain? Oh boy. Alright, I guess. Since a consensus seems to have emerged, I suppose I'll go along with it. No need to struggle against the current.
そろそろ授業を進めさせてもらっても。
Yeah, I thought we were in the middle of a lecture here. So yeah, they totally just interrupted the lecture for that. Why? Yeah, principal, you gotta do more than that. You gotta do more to take charge in situations like that. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this to your face, Sachi, but you're seriously a soft touch. There's such a thing as being too cooperative.
そうでしょうか。
Yeah. You could say that about just about anything, really. Too much of anything isn't good for you. Assigned a strange new responsibility by the whims of my, capricious classmates, I'm holding an impromptu rooftop meeting with Sachi to discuss the specifics. Yes, you just committed yourself to an academic stress test with no real point beyond satisfying her classmates' curiosity, if you hadn't noticed.
確かにそうですね。
Yes, she's like, I'm aware of that. Although Sachi obediently accepts my words on a superficial level, she doesn't really seem to recognize the situation as inconvenient. Well, if this doesn't bother you, I won't say you were wrong to accept.
その点は大丈夫です。むしろ私みたいなメス奴隷に興味を持っていただけるのは嬉しいことだと思います。
Really? Is that how you see yourself? Where did you pick up that phrase? Slatternly slave. Amane, what have you been teaching her?
コンビニエンスストアの雑誌売り場で一番
Oh.
私に書いてありました。
Yeah, okay. I don't think I need to know more than that. I don't think I need to know any more than that. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that, Sachi. Just a thought. Just a thought. You know? Ah, I see. I vaguely suspected as much for a while now, but it seems you're a member in good standing of the masochist community, Sachi.
自分で意識したことはないのですが、風見さんがそう感じられたのならそうなんだと思います。
Some people would describe your tendencies as masochistic.
それにもし私が M だとしたらド S の風見さんと相性はバッチリなはずです。
I guess? When did I get promoted to super sadist exactly?
いつでしょう。
So you don't even know. When Sachi gets like this, it really does feel like you're talking to an enigmatic maid with a deadpan sense of humor. And now that I think about it, that impression is probably misleading. No, it's what I love about Sachi. The girl's defining characteristics are her earnest personality and impressive range of skills. She accepts nearly every request that comes her way. She's an excellent student. From what I've seen, she's respectably athletic as well. In a way, she's less a maid and more the ideal personification of an honor student. She takes it to such an extreme that it's hard to keep yourself from thinking she might be too good to be true. Exactly.
そんな風に上から下まで舐め回すような視線を向けられてしまうと私困ってしまいます。
Yeah, maybe not the best time to maybe not the best time to internal monologue, Yuji. You're staring. Sorry. Can I smack you after all?
その場合、いや、このけだものと呼ばれた方が風見さんがお好みでしょうか。
God damn it, Sachi. No BDSM on the roof. This is why I say you never know what to expect with this goddamn woman. Okay, I think a firm press of the reset button is called for at this point. Let's get back on topic, Sachi.
はい、どうぞ。
Boop. Go right ahead, she says. There's a couple things I want to ask about before planning out this little experiment. Do you take any specific measures to prepare for teachers asking you to solve a problem in class?
そうですね。授業はテストと違って教科書の問題をそのまま出される場合がほとんどですから。
Makes sense.
一通り予習をしておけば大体のことは答えられます。
Yeah, that's usually how it works. Certainly true, but studying until you can solve every single problem in the upcoming material usually requires an impractical amount of time and effort. Well, just ask her how much time it takes. Although she's clearly devoted as well, Sachi must naturally be something of a quick learner. Alright then. What would you do in a situation where you absolutely need someone else's cooperation to fulfill a request?
それ
Ugh,
は
excuse me.
榊さんとみちる様の喧嘩を止めろというような場合でしょうか。
Good example, I guess. Right. With a mission like that, don't you run into a dead end if they just refuse to listen?
そういった場合は許される範囲内で別のやり方を考えますが。
Yeah, if they don't listen, then it's time to explore other possibilities.
頼まれた内容や状況によっても変わってくるので、一概にこうというのは難しいかもしれません。
I see. It's rather difficult to answer categorically. It's very similar looking, isn't it? It's very similar looking, isn't it? It's not quite the one, but it's very similar looking, isn't it? A lot of VNs have this type of rooftop scene if they're set in some kind of school. I don't really tend to think of Sachi as a flexible thinker, but it does seem she does. It seems she does consider her challenges on a case-by-case basis. Yep, as a lot of things should be handled.
それより風見さん、今日は私の部屋に遊びに来られるということで。
Where did this come from, Sachi? Excuse me? Yeah, that was the plan, unless there's a problem on your end. There must be something I have forgotten from the previous episode where they were going to do something like this. Because this just seems very out of the blue.
わかりました。では、また放課後に。
Okay. Right. In any case, today I'm going to be directly observing Sachi's private life. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the title of the chapter. 24-hour maid surveillance. That must be what we're doing. He wants to just see what a day in the life of Sachi is like. Mon, somebody should make a video like that about what your life is like in here. Although, every individual player, would have their own vision of what that's like. That's an interesting video idea. If somebody wants to steal that, go ahead. That may well provide me with some insight into what makes this distinctly unusual human being tick. Indeed. Yep, looks like we are.
Sachi, Sachi! あんた、今日は何か予定あるの？
風見さんに私のすべてをお見せしようと思っていますけど。
Wording! Sachi. Wording is important. That has already gotten you into trouble many times in this game. But I think this one takes the cake. I think this takes the cake, man. God fucking damn it. God fucking damn it, Sachi. Why? Why? Now let's see. Let's see. Everyone's like, excuse me? All of a sudden, 3 of my classmates spring to their feet as one. What? Was there a tremor? Can't say I noticed. Okay, Yuji, you've got to be playing. You have got to be playing. No way you didn't hear that. Yes! As any reasonable person would. Oh, Oh god, she doesn't realize what she said.
だって全てを見せるって言ったらねえ浜姉さん。その男女の関係っていうかねえ坂田さん。まあ不純異性行為だと言われても仕方ないわね。
Yeah, I see. The precise nature of your collective delusion is now clear to me. But to be perfectly clear, that's not what Sachi meant just now.
はい、私はただこの体が風見さんのストレスの当て口になればと。
That's not any better, Sachi. Oh my god. We seriously gotta work on this, Sachi. Wording! That's still no good.
ストレスのはけ口。やっぱりか。
This is not disproving their delusions.
最低ね。
Oh, what have you done, Sachi? The chorus draws a few steps away from me and begins to discuss something in venomous whispers, shooting me scornful glances out of the corners of their eyes. Sorry, Sachi, but please keep your mouth shut until I'm done explaining. Listen up, alright? I'm just dropping by Sachi's room for a visit. That's the full extent of the plans she's talking about.
なんでそんなことになったのよ。
Apparently, Sachi doesn't believe in giving herself free time. I was kind of dubious, so she volunteered to demonstrate directly what that means.
なんだ、そういうことか。
Once I provide a brief explanation of the circumstances, my three interrogators cool down surprisingly easily. Amane's tone suggests she's all but lost interest. Not that I'm complaining, but you're strangely understanding.
だってそれ、私たちも見せてもらったことがあるから。
Oh. Yeah, see, this is why wording is important, people. She has?
まあ、考えることはみんな同じっていうか、私たちもあんたと同じことが気になったわけ。
Oh, so this is a rite of passage with Sachi. Ah, okay. So what's going on behind that curtain?
それは自分の目で確かめた方がいいよ。きっと口で説明されても納得できないと思うから。
Yeah, I'm with Yumiko on this one. Yuji, you just gotta find out for yourself. Sometimes, that's just what you gotta do. Huh. In other words, their own Vera version of this field trip must have left a decidedly ambiguous impression.
一応言っておくけど、女の子の部屋では紳士的にね。
Yeah, you don't need to tell me that. Yeah, I'll make a conscious effort not to disrupt Sachi's private life any more than necessary.
そういう意味じゃないんだよね。
Oh, we'll be fine. Sakaki heaves a small sigh. Makina, who's shown absolutely no interest in the conversation until this point, promptly sidles over and yanks on her sleeve.
安心したか？何が？
Makina knows what's up. Alright then. Would meeting at the lobby in an hour or so work for you?
はい、よろしくお願いします。
Alright then.
勝手にやったらいいわよ。私には全然関係ないんだから。
Alright, whatever you say. Yeah, that lasted all of 2 seconds before she went from being like, yeah, I don't even care, to I care immensely. This is rich. This is fucking rich, dude. What's with the look? I thought you said you didn't care. Considering how little you supposedly care, I find it slightly odd that you've been tailing me since I left the classroom. Oh, come on. We'll entertain the idea. And off she goes. Probably just wanted to say that last bit from the very beginning. Tsundere's lot is not a happy one. Yep. There you are. Machina, are you peeking in on us? Oh, no, Sachi must be doing something. Alright, you ready?
それでは早速私の部屋にご案内しますね。どうぞ中に入ってください。
So, this is Sachan's room. It's pretty standard to me. It's about what I would expect. Yeah. The first thing that catches my eye is a large locker, similar to the one Sachi uses as a storehouse in the classroom. It's also the only thing that catches my eye. There's not much else in the way of distinctive personal touches in here. Minimalist, if you put it nicely. Plain, if you don't. But personally, I'm just grateful it isn't some frilly abomination full of stuffed animals and overpowering scented candles. Ah, so that's what the locker is for. You might think I'd actually asked. Well, you know what they say, Sachi, there's a first time for everything. That a fact? Come to think of it, I haven't even poked my head in Sachi's room before. Nope, not until now. When you put it that way, it almost sounds flattering. Try not to put it like that where other people can hear you. Michiru and company would misunderstand again. Understandably in this case. Yes. That would be ideal. So, once you're back in your room, what's the first order of business normally? Which would be... Right. Let me rephrase that. The first order of business after you change out of your uniform. At what? Game? Do I need to get ready? Also, couldn't you have gotten changed before I came over? That must be why you were running back and forth. And why did you have to do that today in particular? Stop talking in riddles, please. Just give me a straight answer. Like you forgot to do it the other day. Cause shit, I've done that. If you don't know the answer, I doubt anyone else will. It's like when our stock manager at work answers, you know, a response to, I have a question for you with, I don't know anything. It's like, stop talking like that. Okay. They're changing into her casual clothes, if the term can even apply to a maid uniform. they're casual clothes for Sachi, damn it. In the back, Sachi begins to unpack a range of study materials from her school bag. Alright, don't worry about me. Go right ahead like you always do.
わかりました。
With that concise answer, Sachi promptly heads over to her desk.
まずは、
After carefully spreading out her notes and a few textbooks, Sachi begins solving problems at a steady pace. In no time at all, she's absorbed in the task at hand. Even watching from behind, her concentration is almost startling. Yeah, she must have very singular focus. First of all, she goes over the problems we reviewed today a second time. When that's done, she moves methodically through everything we might possibly cover in the next class. Even as she jumps to new material in different subjects, her pen never stops its regular, mechanical motion across her notebook paper. If nothing else, it's quite a display of academic prowess. My hand would hurt after a while, because I guess I never learned how to properly hold a pen and shit. The normal way you're supposed to hold it always felt weird to me, so I always just, held it however was most comfortable for me. And it's it gets the job done, but it's probably why my handwriting is so shit. And you wonder why I don't handwrite stuff for you. Oh, now you're giving me the shifty eyes. You think I'm joking? You think I'm joking? This woman's gonna make me prove it to her, isn't she? One of these days. You study this much every day?
はい。学校の先生たちから勉強を頑張れと言われてきましたから。
Yes, that is true, Sachi. It's just not everybody takes it this seriously. That's your reason?
そうですけど、どこか変でしょうか?
No, like I said, it's just, most people don't, take it that seriously. No, strange would be an overstatement. Although, personally speaking, it seems way too weak a motivation to inspire this kind of effort. For some people, that's all they need. Sachi is as Sachi does. Getting up from her seat without even pausing to stretch, Sachi immediately begins to pack away her books and study aids. Really? Not even pausing to stretch, huh? Next up will be preparing dinner, hey?
風見さん、今私の心を読みましたか?
No? You mentioned it earlier. Don't give me that utterly astounded face. You told me your schedule before, remember?
そういえばそうでした。だから鱗です。
Been a while since I heard that catchphrase. Anyway, while you're eating dinner, I guess I should...
もしよければ、風見さんも一緒に食べていきますか?
That's really alright with you?
はい。皆さんが見に来られた時もそうしていましたし、その方が手間も省けると思うのですが。
No,
どうでしょうか?
No, I don't think any guy in this position would dislike that. It's just, again, societal norms see that very differently than probably how you're seeing it right now. No, I don't have any reason to refuse. I'll take you up on that.
ありがとうございます。
I watch idly as Sachi trots off towards the kitchen to prepare the meal. Just now, her smile seemed unusually happy. Was that just my imagination?
切るより人参切ろう。皮を剥くなら玉ねぎの。
About 10 minutes after Sachi began her preparations, I hear the rhythmical sound of a kitchen knife striking a cutting board. Then in a few moments, she accompanies the steady percussion with a bizarre song. Almost certainly another of Makina's compositions. Yep, just typical Sachi behavior. Up to this point, I can't deny she's given herself exactly nothing in the way of legitimate free time. Frankly, her constant motion and eager devotion to her tasks That rhymed and he didn't even know it. Aren't particularly different from what I normally see out of her at school. From the smell of things... It's curry, huh?
ご明察です。それに、風見さんはカレーがお好きでしたよね。
Yeah, it is actually. Of Yuji's. I don't know if I would say it's one of my favorites. But still. Yeah. You asking us to take the hint, Sachi? Is that what this is? Is that what this is? Curry was downright treasured at my old school. It's filling, nutritious, and tends to taste decent no matter who makes it. And apart from the practical appeal, it does fall into the category of food I personally prefer. But have I ever declared myself a curry fanatic in front of Sachi? I'm not the sort of enthusiastic gourmand who makes a habit of advertising his tastes. Nah.
どうかしましたか?
So, no, nothing's the matter. It's nothing. There's no need to think too hard about something that trivial. We can attribute it to a lucky guess on Sachi's part.
ちなみに風見さん
Either
は
that,
隠し味にヨーグルトを入れても
Either
平気な
that-
方ですか?
yogurt is seasoning. It's fine. I'm not what you call a picky eater anyway. As a rule, I eat whatever's put on my plate.
尋ねる前からそんな気はしていたのですが、それだと天音さんもやりやすいかもしれませんね。
Maybe not as much as you'd think. Maybe, but she complains it's less satisfying when there's no challenge.
天音さんらしいですね。
I get where she's coming from. Sachi keeps up a natural flow of conversation without ever losing focus on the work at hand. Considering how busy she keeps herself, I don't really have many opportunities to make small talk with Sachi, so this sort of idle conversation feels a bit novel. Come to think of it, when did you start cooking for yourself, Sachi?
この学園に来てからです。
Oh, so this was a new thing for you. Out of necessity, in other words?
はい、それまではおばさんがご飯を作ってくれていましたから。
I see. Auntie, huh? First I've heard of her, but grilling Sachi about her family would probably fall on the tactless side of things. Yeah, that is, unless, she brings it up herself, making it, seem as though she's willing to talk about it. Not that long, then. Seems like you're quick on the uptake.
そうですね。どちらかといえば水なしで薬を飲んだりするのは得意ですよ。
More power to you. I can't do that. I just can't do that. Sure, whatever.
お待たせしました。
Always. In the time it takes for our conversation to run off the tracks into total incoherence, the Sachi-style curry has reached completion. Huh. The curry itself is impressively attractive, and I've got no complaints about the smell either. The salad she's added as a sort of garnish appears fresh and appetizing as well. As a cold, there's no reason to hesitate. Alright then, I'll get right to it.
どうぞ召し上がってください。
After briefly bringing my hands together for politeness' sake, I scoop up a spoonful of curry and bring it to my mouth. To summarize my impressions fairly concisely, it's homemade curry. Yep, and there's nothing better than homemade food. Rather than the spicy variety you might be served at a restaurant, it's mild, soothing comfort food anyone could eat. Heck yeah, that's the best kind of food right there. But for some reason, Sachi's intently watching me eat instead of starting on her own share. I think she's waiting to hear what you think, if I'm not mistaken. Don't worry, it doesn't seem to be poisoned. Go ahead and eat, Sachi.
はい。
The tables have turned. Now she's the one who got caught staring. Once I point this out to her, Sachi starts to move her spoon as well. Nom, Without much in the way of conversation, we quietly carry spoonful after spoonful of curry to our mouths. Among other things, the acidity of the yogurt she added as flavoring tempers the aftertaste nicely, so there's no real need to pause. My favorite.
風見さん、もう完食です。
Yeah. He was taught to eat fast. So it seems. Before I know it, the reasonably sized helping she'd served me has vanished altogether.
ルーはたくさんあるので、今おかわりをお持ちしますね。
You're too kind, Sachi. You're too kind. As Sachi leans forward to take my plate, I reflexively reach out and drop a hand on top of her head. Nice work, Sachi. It's not often that I actually want a second helping. As I lightly ruffle her hair, a visible jolt of surprise runs through Sachi's body. Ah, she likes the head pat, doesn't she? Sorry. Sort of realized I hadn't given you my thoughts or anything. Just a spur of the moment thing.
いえ、少し驚いただけなので。
Yeah, as anyone would be. In that case, mind if I keep this up a little longer? You did ask for more of my praise, after all. Oh. Yuji, now it's your turn to work on wording. Now it's your turn to work on wording, Yuji. God damn it.
驚きました。風見さん、私のお願いを覚えていてくれたんですか？
Of course he did. What, you think I've gone senile or something? Not like it's been long enough for me to forget.
そうですね。
Sachi finally smiles. After a few more gentle strokes, I lower my hand from her head.
ありがとうございます、風見さん。
Well, sure. Although I know it's not much of a reward, considering the effort you put into the meal, I think she considers it more than fair recompense.
いえ、私には十分すぎるくらいです。
She's got the mindset of, I'm just doing my job. This is what I'm supposed to do. Deflecting my words in a light tone of voice, Sachi heads back towards the kitchen to refill my plate. Guess you could say that's typical of Sachi, but there's such a thing as being too modest. I've actually heard this is something that's just ingrained into Japanese culture, and it's why they actually see tipping as offensive, because it comes across as, you think they're not being paid enough. Excuse me. It's that kind of thing. It's just a very different kind of culture over there. Ritual ablutions. I don't know what that is, but I'll leave you to it. She'll be heading to the grand bath. Once the tableware has all been cleaned away, Sachi announces the next stage of her plans, carefully balancing a rubber duck on top of her head. Yeah, guess that makes sense. Thanks for the disturbingly casual invitation, but I didn't bring a towel or a change of clothes. Of course you do! Of course she does! God damn it! Hey, what's up, Big Crunch? How are ya? Come to think of it, you mentioned something about that the day I moved in. Yes, you would be correct. Is it just me, or is there a much bigger obstacle still remaining here? Such as... I don't know... common sense? Yes, I would have to agree, Yuji. Yeah, there's still very much the obstacle of common sense here. In that this is a terrible idea. and would totally justify the delusions that everyone else was having in class today. Sorry, but I think I'll pass.
そうですか。
Normally, I wouldn't have a reason to refuse, but in this case, I feel like you need to carefully rethink when and why to make an offer like that.
わかりました。風見さんがそうおっしゃるなら、そうします。
So she says. So what's new with you, Crunch? How are you doing today? Well, at least she listens to reason. Although I'm far from confident she actually understands the underlying problem here.
では、30分ほどで戻りますので、それまで部屋で待っていてください。
You don't mind leaving me in your room? Alone?
はい。ちなみに私の
I already know where you keep your underwear.
また心を読みましたか？
Well, I'm sorry to hear you haven't been feeling well, man. That sucks. I hope you feel better soon and that it's nothing too serious. Not exactly. You told me yourself a few weeks ago, remember? Yeah, it's more like a few months for me because of how infrequent this series has been. Always shit coming up on Thursday or just days where I don't want to do stuff.
だとしたら、その時の私は風見さんが部屋に来ることを予見していたんでしょう。
I don't know. I don't know. Did you, Sachi? Fascinating question, but I'm really not sure why you're asking me.
では、ひとまず私は。
Hold up. Just as Sachi moves to open the door, I reach out and intercept her hand.
やっぱり一緒に入りますか？
That's not it. There's someone on the other side of the door.
誰か。
That said, the only real question is which of the four stooges couldn't contain their curiosity. Alright, listen up. Count to 3 and throw it open with me.
はい。
She's like, oh yeah. 3, 2, 1. As expected, our sudden action prompts a distinctly feminine shriek.
急にドアが。
Glancing down, I find a dumbfounded Sakaki sprawled out on her backside a few feet away. And what are you doing out here? Your room's on the second floor, isn't it?
別に構わないでしょ。今日はたまたまボイラー室に用事があったのよ。
Sure, Jan. Why is it exactly that my classmates are such uniformly terrible liars? That's nice. By the way, Sachi's just heading off to the grand bath, just in case you were curious.
まさかあなたも一緒に？
Please, I'm staying here, obviously.
まあ当たり前ね。
Yes, of course I am. Why would I have any reason to follow Sachi? Apparently somewhat relieved by this news, Sakaki brushes her disheveled bangs back into place.
それより小峰さん、風見くんに変なことを強要されたりしていない？
Why are you so concerned about this?
はい。今のところ性的な要求はありません。
Yes, as any reasonable person would.
そう。
You're surprised by this outcome? Convinced now? Surprising as it may seem to you, I am in fact a gentleman.
そんなことに興味はないわ。
You're just as terrible as Michiru at this. God damn it, Yumiko. Seems Sakaki has decided to trust me for the time being, as she abruptly turns away and heads back up the stairs. Girl's got it tough in her own right. Can't be easy going through life with that contrary a personality.
榊さんはみちる様に似てツンデレに近いところがあるんだと思います。
Yeah, you're not wrong. You might have a point there, sadly. Oh, that was funny.
お湯をいただきました。
30 minutes later. 30 minutes on the dot after the incident outside her door. Sachi pokes her slightly flushed face back into the room. Got out of there without fainting today, I see.
はい、マキちゃんとアマネさんから絶対に1万数えなくてもいいと言われましたから。
Yeah, that was a terrible idea, by the way. I remember that. I see. Yeah, she passed out from heat exhaustion in the Grand Bath while counting to 10,000. For some reason. Yes, that was a thing that happened in this game, just in case you forgot. Apparently, that brief conversation last night was in fact enough to reset Sachi's bathing behavior to something slightly more sane.
それで、風見さんお気に入りの下着はどれだったんでしょう?
Does the dresser look like it's been disturbed since you left the room?
そうですか。
Yeah. I really don't think that warrants such a disappointed tone of voice. Maybe she wants somebody a little more wild. Maybe that's what you're implying? Is that what you're implying, Sachi? Oh boy. Fighting off a wave of exasperation, I turned my attention from the untouched dresser back to Sachi, to find her staring at me with a distinctly nonplussed expression. Something on your mind?
その、私は今見るからに湯上がりの状態だと思うのですが。
You don't feel that way, though, do you? At the very least, you don't resemble a pale old. God damn it, Yuji! You don't resemble a pale old man wheezing after a marathon. God damn it. God fucking damn it, Yuji.
しかも、男性が持つ征服欲を適度に刺激するメイド服姿です。
So she does. She does. I wasn't that far off the mark after all. Hey, Matthew Red-Blooded was well known as a reasonable stimulant to the male desire for domination. That you are.
だとすれば、年頃の男性がとても口には出せないような烈情を抱いておかしくない状況だと思うのですが。
No, because we.
さんはそうならないのでしょうか?
No, Sachi, because we have this thing called self-restraint. No, can't say it is.
なぜでしょう? 私は今、主としての死刑宣告を受けた気がします。
So yeah, Sachi wanted things to turn left here. She wanted things to get wild. Relax, I'm not saying you're unattractive.
そうなのでしょうか?
Yeah, like I said with the Beth, your problem is timing. Under the right circumstances, the sort of event you're imagining is perfectly possible. This isn't one of those times, that's all.
その見極めが私にできるでしょうか?
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you can figure it out. Not to worry. If that time comes, you're not going to be able to miss it. Even if you want to.
なるほど。風見さんのお話はいつも勉強になります。
Oh boy. I just hope she doesn't try to force it. Oh god. Although I'm certainly not going to guarantee it'll ever come to that. So, seems like you've finally reached some genuine free time. What are you planning to do next?
眠ります。
What?
スリープです。
Yes, I'm well aware of what go to bed means. Just to be perfectly clear, I wasn't wondering about the meaning of your words.
では、今の、は?
I just think that wasn't what he was expecting. I mean, it's not even 9 p.m. yet, right? Are you seriously planning to sleep already? Yeah, dude, if it's me, I've still got an hour left on my shift at my day job. At 9 p.m. So, her going to bed already is just like, what? Like, excuse me?
はい、用がないからいつもこうですが、早寝は悪いことでしょうか？
No, not necessarily. No, I wouldn't say it's bad, but admittedly, I'm hardly an expert on the lifestyle of students these days, but I'm confident there aren't many of them who make a habit of going to bed this early. Especially in the case of young women. Excuse me. From what I've seen, you could add another 12 hours to every night and they still wouldn't have enough time. Do you not watch television or play games? No time at all for recreation?
テレビはマキちゃんが見ようと言った時しか見ませんし、ゲームも皆さんから誘われない限りはやりません。
I suppose that's fair. But still. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. Seriously?
はい。嘘をついたら針を1000本飲むという約束ができるくらいです。
That won't be necessary. Frankly, it's still a little hard to believe that she doesn't relax at all. From what I see of this room, she certainly doesn't seem to have much in the way of entertainment-oriented belongings. Then there's me, with a rolling cart with my TV, my 5 game consoles, board games up in my closet, and more game-related shit. My desk with my baby, a big PC, the 2 monitors, one of which, my upper monitor, is mounted on the wall. And then I've got my nightstand, which, has my Nintendo DS, among other things. And a bag with more handheld stuff hanging behind the TV. And, other entertainment and, recreational-oriented, figures and plushies and light-up neon signs and all that shit. So, yeah, suffice to say, it's a little unusual. Nope, it's not what I want to do. Well, oh, yeah. And Sachi's personality being what it is, guess it really was literally true. When is something not with Sachi? Just saying.
人の言うことをよく聞いて夜更かしはしない。それがいい子ですから。
This is true. This is true, but yeah. In the instant Sachi delivers that oddly phrased sentence with a smile on her face, I finally realized the nature of the unease I've been feeling about her behavior. It's pretty simple, really. She resembles me. Organizing her life around diligently following orders, she never allows herself to doubt them, let alone defy those who make use of her. And almost as an extension of that, her private activities are little more than the bare minimum routines of daily existence. The same as me, in other words. Grilling her about recreation is more than a little hypocritical on my part. Looking at Sachi, I've been seeing myself, and the discomfort I felt was a reflection of my uncertainty about my own way of life.
安心できましたか?
Eh? Taken off guard by her question, I respond in an unusually feeble tone of voice.
最近の風見さんはどこか私のことを心配してくれているようでしたので、普段の私を見てもらうことで風見さんの不安が少しでも解消されたら
yeah.
嬉しいです。
I guess you could say that. I guess you could. I guess you could say that. Well, this is yet another surprise. Didn't think I was so transparent that a schoolgirl could see through me. This is no ordinary schoolgirl we're talking about, though. Alright, I understand that much. But what made you think I was feeling relieved?
なんだか風見さんが笑っているような気がしたんです。
Again, to use Yuji's own words, she's quick on the uptake. Smiling?
はい、私にはそう見えました。
I don't remember grinning to myself during that little internal monologue. If anything, the look on my face should have been something like surprise. Yeah? What we think our face looks like doesn't always match up. Or we might think one way about something externally to ourselves, but internally we might think about it a different way. And we want to, and we want to project it a different way, But apparently something about my face suggested a smile to her. I see. I was right about one thing. You really are an interesting one, Sachi.
この場合、それは褒め言葉になるのでしょうか。
Yeah, Matt, I kind of figured. It's good to see you. I'll let you decide on how to interpret it. But at the very least, it's better than boring, right?
どちらにしても複雑な評価です。
Well, Sachi, sometimes boring is exactly what you need. Where you want to do something more extravagant, but it doesn't work out. Sometimes you just have to go with the simpler option. Sachi said relieving my anxiety would make her happy. I'm not sure I understand the exact meaning of those words, but looking back on it, this visit did inspire a mysterious sense of tranquility. Whatever the details, I don't think that can be a bad thing. Well, I guess I've confirmed the mechanics of your free time policy. But before we wrap things up, let's make arrangements to clear the other matter as well.
もう一つの疑問ですか？
Yeah. We were going to see how difficult a question it takes to stump you, remember?
そういえば、そんなお話もありましたね。
Yes, we did plan on doing that. Summer vacation starts the day after tomorrow, so we might as well take care of that fairly soon. What's your schedule like?
そうですね。今のところ大きな予定は入っていません。
Does that mean you won't be heading home for the break?
それはおじさんたちから連絡があればといった感じです。
She really does live on campus. Guess a slightly less intimate connection with home might not be too surprising when you're living with a less immediate relative. Okay, so how about starting right off the bat the day after tomorrow? That work for you?
はい、大丈夫です。
Alright, we'll assemble in the classroom at 1 p.m. 2 days from now.
あさっての午後1時に学園の教室ですね。
Correcto mundo.
ということは、私は今、風見さんと約束をしたということになりますよね。
Yes, that is what just happened. Well, I guess you could put it that way.
わかりました。では、約束です。
Yeah, sure. That's settled. I won't keep you from your sleep any longer. Have a good rest.
はい。すぐに風見さんの分のお布団もご用意させていただきますね。
Thanks anyway, but that won't be necessary. I still haven't overcome the constant unease I feel towards myself, or my doubts about my lax new life in this place. But I have learned something new in the last few days. There's someone else like me here. For some reason, I feel like this objectively pointless little quiz game I've been entrusted with is going to yield interesting results. I'd have to agree. Not that I have any concrete reason to believe that, but it's not an unpleasant feeling. By the time I reach my room, I'm almost looking forward to it.
サブジェクトが部屋に戻ったのよ。
Were you waiting this whole time?
さすがにお泊まりってことはなかったみたいね。
Nope.
お？それは絶対ないってあまね分かってたよな。
Yeah.
分かってたけど、一応心配したくなるの。その意味がさっぱりわかんねえけど、お前も難儀な性格だな。
Yep.
いいじゃない。それが女の子ってもんなのよ。
Yep, that's why we have jokes about, how to understand Girls Volume 1. And the book is about as big as my 2 monitors are stacked on top of each other. And that's why they call it Volume 1, because you need more than one volume of that shit. And even then, you'll still find yourself in positions of men. We don't know what we did. Moving on. I think today's the big day. This must be it. Yes, hello. I entered the classroom a little before the time we agreed to meet. Sachi's already waiting inside. Of course we did. Well, yeah. We did have a promise after all. Anyway, you came in uniform? You really are a class rep to the core, aren't you? True, but this is supposed to be your summer break, is it not? I'm pretty sure Sachi's the only one who's ever bothered to read the fine print at the back of that booklet, but fair enough. No, you just be you, Sachi. To be honest, I'm having a hard time picturing you as a bleached blonde tsundere. No, that's perfect, Sachi. Wouldn't ask for anything else. Just be yourself. That's what I always say. We have this one song at work that goes, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, because all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I always respond with, I'd rather just be myself. That's what you should do. Don't change yourself just to try and, quote, fit in. Stay true to yourself. Be who you want to be, not what other people want you to be. I'll leave that to your discretion. Anyway, I guess the first question is how we should go about testing you. Excuse me? Please give me a coherent explanation of how you arrived at that conclusion. You seem to have gotten the wrong impression. I don't think we agreed to this as a date. Appreciate the thought, but your jokes tend to have the opposite effect. I don't think she intended that as a joke, Yuji. Just saying, I don't think she intended that as a joke. Things have already taken a dubious turn, but there's no going back now. Alright, I guess I'll choose some questions from material we'll probably be learning in the fall. Feel like starting with any subject in particular? I see. In that case, let's start with math and see how far you can go on a day's worth of studying. Here goes. Alright, next up is a square root problem. Think you can handle it? Oh boy. Yeah, square roots. School was a long time ago, I do not remember that. Let's see. Indeed. As soon as I start actually offering her problems, I'm startled all over again by Sachi's academic skills. All the questions I'm giving her are from sections of the textbook we haven't learned in class yet, and she's solving them with apparent ease. That doesn't change when I start mixing in my own original problems either, so it's clear that she didn't just mindlessly memorize the textbook. That sounds like something Makino would do. So, what? Did you study this yesterday as well?
はい、そうなります。
Just how much did you get through?
そうですね。自分ではこの教科書に載っている部分は一通り勉強してきたつもりです。
Excuse me? Excuse me, what? She delivers this line with her usual calm smile, but if what she's saying is true, she mastered nearly an entire year's worth of material in a single day. I guess that would explain how she's been answering problems we won't be looking at for months so easily. Just for reference, what time did you get to bed last night?
寝ていないということになると思います。
So that was a trick. You pulled an all-nighter? Plausible in Sachi's case, but I've got one very simple question. Why did you feel the need to try that hard?
テストがあるならいい点を取れるように頑張るのが普通なのではないでしょうか。
No, I think you went above and beyond to impress, is my interpretation of this. Sure, but that's hardly a reason to stay up all night.
そうなのでしょうか。
Most people would agree anyway. In an admirable display of dexterity, Sachi tilts her head to the side in confusion, even as she's nodding her consent. I had similar thoughts about her ridiculous daily preparation for class, but this only confirms my impression. The girl puts in unbelievable effort for the flimsiest of reasons. True, you can wrap everything up by just calling Sachi diligent by nature, but I have a feeling that behavior has something to do with why she's in this school in the first place. I would have to agree, yeah, this is not normal. Well, whatever the case, I have to admit you've taken me by surprise. I didn't expect you to be quite this impressive.
そう思っていただけたなら頑張った甲斐がありました。
It sure was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the range of problems you've solved already would be more than enough to amaze the others.
ということはテストもこれで終わりになりますか？
Michiru and company asked me to find Sachi's limits. As long as she's continuing to answer the questions correctly, it'd be premature to end the testing. As long as it's alright with you, mind playing along a little longer?
はい、風見さんに満足していただけるまで何度でもお相手させていただきます。
Careful what you wish for, Sachi. Just saying, careful what you wish for. Are you doing this on purpose? By the time the sun touched the horizon, Sachi had worked her way into questions from next year's math curriculum without a single mistake. And so we agreed to suspend testing for the evening and continue tomorrow. Alright.
おかえりなさい、風見さん。
Hello there. When I returned to the school grounds after my daily running session, Sachi greets me with broom in hand. Sweeping the courtyard today, I see.
はい、夏休みに入ったので学園の敷地内を全体的にお掃除しようと思いまして。
Alright. Not that diligence is a bad thing, but it feels like you're in the middle of some chore every time I run into you.
風見さんが少しだらけた方がいいとおっしゃるのでしたら クラス委員らしい範囲でだらけてみますが。
No, Sachi, that's not what we meant. Are you even capable of that?
境界線の見極めに3ヶ月ほどお時間をいただければ。
God damn it, by then we'll be in the next semester. In that case, I think I'd rather see you working hard like always.
そう言っていただけると助かります。あ、それからよろしければこれを。
Eh? Trotting over to a bucket full of ice sitting in the shade of a tree, she retrieves a bottle of water and brings it back to me. How thoughtful. She's an observant one, this one. You had this waiting for me?
風見さんがランニングに出られたのは知っていましたので、勝手ながら用意させていただきました。
Like I said, she's an observant one. I see. Thanks, I appreciate that.
いいえです。
With a few words of thanks, I accept the plastic bottle from Sachi, then drop myself onto a nearby bench and quickly gulp it down. Mmm, tasty. It looked like a plain bottle of water with a bit of lemon juice and honey added for flavor. Oh, very nice. Another thoughtful touch on Sachi's part. Typical that the girl didn't say anything about the extra effort she put in. Nope, she goes above and beyond for literally no reason. Why not mention it? When I've gotten some of that praise she likes so much. Considering her request for compliments, Sachi doesn't exactly flaunt her accomplishments. No, she's a very humble one. And again, that clumsily selfless side of her personality is probably part of what makes her impossible to dislike. Oh, excuse me. I blame the pizza I had before stream. There was some leftovers from the one that we ordered tonight. Sachi returns to her cleaning.
カイト、革靴、燃えるゴミ、燃えないゴミも燃えるゴミ。
Hey, Sachi, can you maybe give this particular song a rest?
思わず口ずさんでしまいたくなりますか？
No, to be perfectly frank, it doesn't really work for you. A maid cheerfully singing gruesome jingles as she cleans is just too surreal. I bet Sachi didn't even really think about that.
ですが、この歌も著作権フリーだから掃除の時に歌ってほしいのよさとマキちゃんにお願いしてるので。
That's just Machina being Machina. Right, you're right, I get the picture. It's like, I'll have to take this up with our budding songwriter. But either way, you really seem to enjoy sweeping.
そうですね。まだ小さい頃にお母さんとお父さんから褒めてもらった私唯一の特技みたいなものですから。
Most people wouldn't consider that a special skill, but to each their own. Your parents sound like nice people.
はい。私はお父さんもお母さんも大好きでした。
Past tense, huh? This is the first time I've heard Sachi talk about her parents. Her expression visibly softened when she mentioned them. Even putting aside her pathologically honest personality, you can tell from a look at her face that she's not lying about how much she loved them. Come to think of it, I did have one other acquaintance who enjoyed cleaning up, although that was a long time ago. Oh, flashback time! You even got that grainy effect going on. Come on, what does it look like I'm doing? Picking up the trash. I mean, next time I come here to play, wouldn't it be nicer to find the place clean? She was the sort of kid who'd actually go around picking up the garbage scattered around the playground after playing. I think she was younger than me, but her sheer energy and forceful personality made it feel like the opposite. The girl was a genuine tomboy, constantly laughing and running around. Pretty much the polar opposite of our docile maid like Sachi.
どうかされましたか、風見さん。
No, I think he's just daydreaming. Also, yo, what's up, Anthony? How you doing? And no, it's nothing.
そうですか。
But still, it's pretty unusual for me to remember something from before I met my master. Yeah, that doesn't... I think that's something new. I don't think we've seen that up to this point in the game. And I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Anthony. What's new? What's new with you, man? Since my memories before that point are pretty much all ones I'd rather erase from my mind. Later. In the otherwise quiet classroom, the constant movement of pen on paper is the only real sound. Now we're back to testing Sachi's limits. After lunch, Sachi and I picked up the testing where we left off previously.
あ、風見先輩、今変なところ見てませんでした？
Sachi suddenly covers her chest with both hands, as if only now realizing that I'm watching her. I don't know what prompted this.
もう、私の学力を調べてやるなんて言って、本当は別の目的があったんじゃないですか？
She's really trying to provoke some kind of reaction out of him. Continuing in the same tone, she offers me a coquettish smile. Game's making me look up words. Yep. A woman who flirts. Why am I not surprised? And Yuji's like, oh, this is gonna be good. And what if I am? I think that's secretly what she wants.
いいですよ。風見先輩がどうしてもって言うなら、女の子のこと、私が教えてあげます。
Oh no, bro. Spurred on by the intimate atmosphere of a one-on-one meeting, the younger girl summons up her courage and makes a flirtatious approach. Normally, this is exactly the sort of gift horse no red-blooded man would think twice about accepting, but... Wonder why I'm not getting even slightly in the mood.
可愛い後輩が頑張って勇気を出してるのに、その反応はないんじゃないですか?
That provoked quite the reaction out of Sachi, though. Yeah, I think she wanted this. Okay, you can stop the act.
わかりました。
Once I give the signal, Sachi's attitude snaps instantly back to normal.
やはり私の演技力不足が原因でしょうか?
No, if anything, I think you were a bit too convincing. I didn't know Sachi. I'm pretty sure I would have bought that as her real personality. Since I do, the contrast was kind of bizarre.
となると、羞恥心をかなぐり捨てる勢いで熱演したのが裏目に出てしまったかもしれませんね。
Do you have any sense of shame to cast aside in the first place?
何を言うんですか、風見さん。羞恥心の代名詞とも言われる私を捕まえて。
Are you, though? Not sure if I agree with you there. In my experience, shy people don't generally take their clothes off in front of others.
それは恥ずかしいことじゃないじゃないですか。
Sachi, I think 99.9% of the people on Earth would disagree with you on that. Yeah, Yuji's just like, is this woman for real? God damn it, Sachi. Why, though? Like, for real. Why? I don't understand. Does she seriously believe that? Girl's definitely something else. Although in this case, that's not necessarily a compliment. No, not in this context.
それよりどうして 先輩心をくすぐるちょっとわがままな後輩になりきってくれなんてお願いをされたんですか？
Did we request that? I don't even know if we requested that. Right. Guess it was sort of my modest attempt at getting back at you for coming so well prepared.
テストの予習をしてきてはいけなかったのでしょうか？
No. Well, the point of this is to determine the limits of your academic ability. The more the study, the more those limits go up, right? At this rate, the testing might and never actually end.
なるほど、そういうことだったんですね。
I suppose, yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm giving her problems even harder than yesterday's, and she's still working her way smoothly through every question.
すみません。私そこまで気が回りませんでした。
No, it's my fault for not saying anything about cramming beforehand. Just try not to approach this quite so seriously from now on.
はい、わかりました。
Nothing's going to change, is it? I briefly dropped my hand onto Sachi's head as we speak, and soon receive a smile in return.
それと参考までにお聞きしたいのですが、
Yes?
先ほどの具体的な指定は風見さんの好みと考えていいのでしょうか？
No. It's just that the younger women I've known tended to act something like that.
それをどうして私に？
Well, when I was talking to you in the courtyard earlier, I remembered one in particular. Struck me that this girl was pretty much the exact opposite of an obedient maid type like you, Sachi. I got kind of interested in seeing if you could pull it off. Well, if I'm being perfectly honest with myself, that part about tickling the hearts of older men might have been tacked on for other reasons.
そういうことだったんですね。
Pretty much. So anyway, that's not particularly my type or anything.
わかりました。
Apparently satisfied with that explanation, Sachi closes her eyes and nods. It's a very familiar gesture, but it's rare for her to ask this many questions of me in the first place. By the way, what do you think about that sort of person? When I asked for Sachi's thoughts as an extension of this little experiment, she pauses for a moment before replying. Her expression suddenly grows serious. Her expressions suddenly grown serious.
やっぱりわがままを言うのは悪いことだと思います。
A bad thing, eh?
はい。
I've noticed before that Sachi's judgments tend to be delivered in simple, black and white terms. In particular, she has something of a habit of dividing things between the good and the bad. Yeah, she doesn't really have a gray area, I think is what he's trying to say. Everything's either one way or the other with Sachi. I've always thought of it as a minor quirk, but from the strange emphasis she places on those words, I'm beginning to think it might be a central part of her worldview. Well, I guess that's enough of a break. Let's get back to the tests.
わかりました。
Deciding to refocus on the reason we're here, I cut off our meandering conversation. Sachi responds by promptly turning her notebook to a fresh page of paper.
ではこの続きはどうしましょう？昨日のように一つの教科書を順番に解いていきますか？
No, I'm going to jump a few steps and start giving you problems from material we're not scheduled to learn in this school.
わあ、さすがエースの化身と呼ばれる風見さんです。従順な後輩にも容赦がありません。
I don't think anybody calls us that. I don't really have a choice. You're just that good.
今度は明らかな褒め殺しです。こうして飴と鞭を使い分けられていくうちに、私は風見さんに籠絡されてしまうんですね。
Sachi, why are you like this? Okay, that's more than enough. I'm giving you the problems now, alright?
はい。
Off we go! As the scenery outside begins to take on the orange tint of early twilight, Sachi's pen comes to a halt after the last problem of the day. Solved it?
答えは出たのですが、合っている自信はあまりありません。
Let's see. Haven't seen her this uncertain about a problem yet, but let's see. Picking up Sachi's notebook, I compare her work against the answer in the collection of problems.
どうでしょうか。
It's correct.
それなら良かったです。
Apparently, Sachi's lack of confidence was genuine rather than attempted modesty, judging from the way she slumps back in her chair with a relieved smile. I think it's safe to say that at this present moment, that's her ceiling. From the look of things, she might finally make her first mistake tomorrow.
今日はたくさん頭を使ったので、少し疲れてしまいま
As
した。
anybody would be. In that case, let's take it easy for a little while. Here, I'll buy you something to drink.
それでしたら。
What? If you want some soda in particular, better say it now.
いえ、そっちのリクエストではなく。
Then what is it? Hesitantly mumbling vague words, Sachi doodles small circles on her notebook paper. I see. So that's what this is about. Taking an educated guess from Sachi's attitude, I gently bring my hand to rest on top of her head. You did good today, Sachi. And this time I begin to slowly stroke her hair back and forth. Sachi lets out a quiet sigh as her eyes fall closed. Must have tickled a bit. You make the same face every time I do this. You know that? Reminds me of a kitten having its face cleaned by its mother.
それだけ愛くるしいということでしょうか。
I guess you could say that. By which I mean you're just that defenseless.
そうですね。今の私なら無条件降伏もあり得る場面です。
Speaking of cats, one of my cats actually just walked in. I'm gonna go say hello. Yep, it's my tabby cat Shadow. What is it? Okay. You guys gotta see this. to load, that's for sure. I got a good picture of the broken camera. My phone's camera. Just look at her. Such a photogenic face. This is my cat Shadow. That's who interrupted the stream just now, rubbing up against my legs and stuff. I didn't even get to comment on this line. She really would be perfect in a BDSM session. Oh, Kitty's not done interrupting me. Shadow, you little goofball. What? What is it? What is it? Ben's busy. To what? Alright, is that about enough? She wants all the head pats. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what she wants. She wants all the head pats. I finally stop petting Sachi once my hand grows warm from the motion. She responds with a polite little bow of thanks. Kind of an odd request, though. Not like having your head stroked is going to help with your fatigue, is it? Damn. That a fact? Impressively forceful and earnest words, although I can't say that makes them any less bizarre. But still, I've got to watch my step around this girl. Lately, these little petting sessions have started to feel oddly pleasant on my end as well. Alright, so we're done with the testing for today. Do you have any other plans? Ah, in that case, let's get back to the dorm before she starts throwing a temper tantrum. Good idea. There you are. The instant we enter the dorm, Makina's shouting in our faces, almost as if she foresaw the exact moment of our return. Yeah, but she wants to get settled in. Oh, as she speaks, Makina holds something out to Sachi. What was Sachi's phone doing in Makina's room? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, Sachi. Ah, Sachi must not have realized. Yeah, but that's generally not a good thing, Sachi. Or maybe you just dropped it when you were cleaning. It's not that hard of a conclusion to come to, just saying, Sachi. Who the hell is Mr. Nakamura? Putting aside that particular mystery, it's pretty surprising that Sachi didn't realize it was missing. Well, it must show how little she uses it.
全に黙秘を決め込んじゃってるのよ。
Yeah, phones and electronics in general usually don't get along that well with water. Going underwater is probably going to be fatal unless you have some special waterproof model.
それなら
Accepting her cell phone from Makina, she gently places it inside her clothing.
なんで懐？
ほら温めたら電源が入るかなと思って。
You know what? I'm not even gonna question it. Just good enough logic as putting it in a bag of rice. Just to be sure, that was an attempt at a joke, right?
そこを突っ込むのは野暮ってもんなのよ。ちょっと天然入っちゃってる感じがサッチンの魅力なのだから。
You know, you have a good point, Makina. I see. Alright, Sachi, forget that I asked.
なんでしょう。私の伺い知らないところで自分のキャラがどんどん解約されているような気がするのですが。
大丈夫大丈夫。大体合ってるし。
You're not wrong.
なのかな。
Sure, your image is important too, but I think you should be more worried about getting a replacement for that phone as soon as possible. Never know when you'll really need it, after
そう
all.
ですね。早めに電気屋さんへ行ってみます。
With those words, Sachi retrieves the dead cell phone from her bosom and returns it to its usual place in her pocket.
んで、どうする？せっかくこの場に居合わせたのだから、お兄ちゃんも一緒にテレビ見てくか？
Well, can't say I have any plans, but...
だったら、一緒にマグロマンを応援する
Oh boy, more tuna fish man. Oh god. What are we in for? Tuna Fish Man is a Sunday morning show, right? More importantly, wouldn't it be kind of creepy if I really did start cheering on fresh fish superheroes with you? I'm sure Makina just doesn't see it that way.
全くです。
Sachi agrees. I'll peel you like a banana here and now, you bogus maid.
大変です、マキちゃん。私今明らかな低層の危機に直面しています。
You sure as hell aren't acting like it. Makina did not like that.
お？私のぺったんこな胸に渦巻くこの感情は何なのよ？
I don't know, you tell me.
よくわかんねえけど、こう大事に育てた娘をどこぞの馬の骨に取られた46歳父って感じがするのよさ。
Sure, we'll go with that. Or in other words, jealousy. There's no such thing as a woman who hates being complimented. One day, when I casually complimented my master's appearance, she praised me in return with those words. From what she told me, the rule applies even to women who claim to dislike flattery. Sometimes complaining is just another way of reacting to happiness.
ユージ。
Hello there, Michiru. Your famous twin tails are looking particularly good this morning.
はあ？いきなり何言ってるのよ。あんたなんかに褒められても全然嬉しくないんだから。
Sure it will. Michiru, whose gimmick is a prickly soon attitude, may say this, but just look at that face. That says everything you need to know. Just look at that face. That's fantastic. But judging from the way she's happily playing with her hair as she skips up the stairs, I don't think my master spoke in error. Nope. Not in the least. I'm pretty sure I picked up a knack for this sort of thing unconsciously at a fairly young age. Playing outside for hours at a time to escape the awkward atmosphere at home, I developed a sly habit of ingratiating. I'm not sure what that is. Myself with the other kids through lavish praise. Really now. Once again, this game's making me look up words. Yet bring oneself into favor with someone by flattering or trying to please them. Yeah, that works. That does work. Sounded like there was someone in here a moment ago. Maybe I'm just losing it. Awesome. I can't believe you can do that. Or you got 100 points on your test? That's amazing. Or whatever else seemed called for. Looking back on it, I was kind of a creepy little brat in that respect. But as long as I kept up the compliments, nobody tried to harm me. And there were even some eccentrics who'd actively play with an otherwise gloomy little introvert like me. Well, I did hear something. So you were hiding when Dad came in just now. Okay, watch carefully. Here goes. I'ma let the cat out. She's at the door. I think she wants out, guys. Let's do something about that, huh? That's what I heard fall over. Money and USB. Here you go. Yeah. There we go. Knew I wasn't crazy. Thought I heard something. Yeah. Well, did I pull it off? Thanks. I don't think it's that amazing. Today's the first time I managed it. I wanted to show you first, you-goon. Of course, since I'd always thought of myself as the worthless scrap left over after the formation of my genius sister, I was probably sincere in believing everyone I met was superior to me. Hello there. Yeah, and here we have an exemplary personification of my master's teachings. Given an open choice of any reward, Sachi specifically requested my praise. It's probably safe to say she fundamentally longs to be complimented.
それで、今、風見さんの頭の中では、みちる様がどのようなあられもない姿に
I'd love to hear how you arrived at that question.
みちる様を見送った後の風見さんが、何やら難しい顔で考えているようでしたので。
We weren't thinking about what you thought we were. Let me get this straight. You think a complex expression on my face means I'm indulging in obscene delusions?
はい。
Just what do you see in me exactly, Sachi? I love that expression on her face too. Just look at that. Look at that face. She's absolutely confident in her words. God damn it. But anyway, you couldn't sleep? 'Cause it sounded like to me earlier you were going to be going to sleep. Yep. Yuji doesn't even have a response. And sometimes I wonder if she fundamentally longs to be smacked upside the head.
話は変わるのですが、今日のテストも1時からでよかったですよね。
That's right. But like I said yesterday, no cramming for this one.
はい。午前中は昨日のお掃除の続きをやる予定になっていますから、予習をする時間もありません。
Always busy with something. You're still making the rounds?
自分が使う場所は綺麗だった方が嬉しいですから。
Yes, this is true. But it's an uphill battle, I'll say that. With those words, Sachi pumps her fists slightly into the air, still clutching her broom. Maybe it's because she's able to wear this uniform more frequently during vacation? The girl seems to be turning into even more of a maid by temperament. Well, devoting yourself to volunteer work is all well and good, but make sure you don't give yourself heat stroke out there.
はい。熱中しないように他のことを考えながら頑張ります。
Maybe bring a water with you? Just a thought. That's not really what Yuji meant. think I'm gonna have to check up on her later for safety's sake. Probably a good idea. A little before 1 p.m., a harsh, familiar electronic buzz from my breast pocket interrupts the leisurely afternoon. JB, huh? After a moment of faint electronic noise, I hear a low, steady voice on the other end of the line. The tone is enough to tell me that this is a phone call from my superior, not my guardian. No worries, I'm by myself at the moment. Alright, shoot. Judging from the hurried way JB's speaking, it seems this particular call may not have been planned in advance. Something serious might have come up unexpectedly. That can happen. Do we have something troublesome on our hands? Yeah. In other words, you want me as insurance. Excuse me. In case things go south? I'll be ready in 5. Don't thank me before a job. It's bad luck. Anyway, where do you need me? Our colleagues, huh? Affirmative. Placing the black cell phone on top of my desk, I quickly begin to change into my work clothes. Well, that's crappy timing. I don't have any problem with doing the job I'm paid for, and I had plans with Sachi in the immediate future. And I can't just call to let her know since her cell phone's out of commission. Please be in the dorm. Oh! Well, that answers that question. I throw open my door with a little prayer, startling Sachi as she's sweeping the lobby. Sachi! Good timing. Sorry, I don't have time to play along with stupid jokes right now. Yeah, I just now got called to work. Important job came up out of nowhere. As Sachi murmurs those words, there's a clear shade of regret on her face. It's one of the more easily comprehensible expressions I've ever seen from the normally poker-faced Sachi. No, I'm not canceling, but I need to change the plan a bit. I hadn't been planning to say anything of the sort, but I find the words coming out of my mouth naturally. That look on her face probably had a lot to do with it. Yeah, JB said the job's gonna be quick, so I should be back in a few hours. We can only hope. Alright, wait for me at the usual place, Sachi. Let's say 5 p.m. Slightly late. She have some other plans for this afternoon? I don't know, 5 p.m. Dinner? Fine by me. There's a possibility I'll be a little late myself, so don't worry about it. Alright then. That's a promise. I'll definitely make it. How much do you want to bet he doesn't? After giving Sachi a quick pat on the head, I immediately rush out the front door. Alright, off we go. Eyes fixed on my cell phone screen, I follow the instructions JB sent me to the letter, and without question. When specifying a rendezvous point through electronic means, the instructions are always split into multiple parts in such a way that it's impossible to determine the end location without cross-referencing every message. A Apparently this is a security measure of some sort, but it's an incredible pain in the ass for the person actually receiving the orders. Yeah, no kidding, that sounds like ass. Ugh. As I draw near to my initial destination, the second set of instructions arrives. The map attached to the new email bears a single red dot. There we are. Overlaying the map with a visual scan of my surroundings, I determined that the point in question indicates a small public park. This isn't my first time in the neighborhood, but I never knew there was a park there. I met that kid in a park not too different from this one, back in the days when I was a gloomy brat without any real friends. My sister was a prodigy, especially as an artist. The most I could do was stay out of her way, so I made a daily routine of heading off to a public park with a playground, located a few miles away from our house. I went out of my way to choose one a good distance away. Killed a little more time walking out and back. Better still, nobody there knew who I was. When I was idling around in that playground, I didn't have to deal with people comparing me to my older sister. I didn't have to listen to my father's vicious insults. Guess you could say it was the closest thing I had to a safe place. But the days spent playing with sand by myself didn't last long. One day, that girl marched right up to me. Don't remember much of the conversation, except for the conclusion. Okay then, let's play together. Wasn't asking either. Without giving me time to think it over, she pulled me around that tiny little park all day long. She was an unbelievably pushy kid, to be sure. Laughed and smiled more than anyone else I'd ever known. She never asked me more about myself than I wanted to tell. In other words, playing with her wasn't too bad on my end, either. Before I knew it, I was heading to that park specifically for that purpose. Of course, that only lasted a short while before that day came, but I think that kid was a major reason I was able to endure everything I was going through back then. What does he mean by, that day? Probably something related to family. Okay, this really isn't the time to get all sentimental. As if to reinforce the point, a white minivan with a subtly different atmosphere draws to a halt a little ways away. Take care of the job first, think later. Sure. Roused from a half-unconscious state by JB's voice, I remove my sleep mask and step out of the car. Appreciate you dropping me off at school and all, but I've gotta say, this car is a little too conspicuous. Noisy on top of flashy. Yeah, but I think what he's saying is it sticks out like a sore thumb. Don't think I'll ever understand your sense of aesthetics. Well, I guess she's probably not alone. I can picture Amani's eyes gleaming with enthusiasm. Heaving a small sigh, I glanced to my side where JB's currently peering through the gate into the school grounds. Looking for something in particular? Figured as much. Look, JB, I do understand the urge to mess around with the younger generation, but I'd really appreciate it if you could resist the impulse to make my life harder. I don't think he wants spice right now. If you're that concerned about my libido, how about you help me out? Give me a little shove on the back as she passes by. JB slides smoothly back into the driver's seat of her car. Yeah, I guess we will. Hold it, woman. Or not. JB really lives for these little visits, doesn't she? But since she took me here directly, I'm back a good 15 minutes before 5. Nice! I'll be in plenty of time to meet up with Sachi. No reason to show up in my work uniform then. Might as well change first. When I arrive, precisely on time, I find the classroom completely empty. Well, Sachi did say she might be a bit late. Pretty unusual for Sachi, who makes a habit of showing up at the exact time specified. Yeah, exactly, Yuji. She did say she might be a little late. I guess I'll wait for a while. Okay, she's really late. Half dozing in the chair I flopped down onto some time ago, I mumble to myself and glance up at the clock. It's a solid hour past the time we agreed to meet. At this point, you'd expect some sort of contact. Let's keep in mind, Sachi did get her phone ruined. Might as well see if any of the others know anything. When I return to the dorm, Makin is standing by the shoe rack. The instant I push open the door, she swiftly hides something, or other inside. I'm not gonna tell you not to play pranks on Michiru and Sakaki, but keep it in moderation, alright? What makes you say that? Sure. Right, sure. Right, sure. Fascinating. Hey, on a different note, do you know where Sachi went? That was the plan, but I waited for an hour after the time we set and she never showed up. Assuming a human would even survive down that deep. Right, which is why I thought something else might have come up. Sure you didn't ask her for a favor or something? Oh boy. Did she pass out from heat exhaustion? I see. Our boy was concerned about that earlier. This doesn't look very promising, but just in case, I should try the other classmates as well. Sorry, Makina, but can you help me round up the others? Everyone seems pretty puzzled. Fortunately, the other 3 were still in the dorm, so it doesn't take long to collect everyone in the lobby. Sorry about the sudden meeting, but do any of you have any idea where Sachi's gotten to?
Sa-chan? そういえば、今日は午後から見てないわね。私も見てないけど。
How about you, Sakaki?
小峰さんなら3時過ぎくらいに寮を出ていくのを見かけたわよ。
それは本当なのよ。
ええ、制服を着ていたから今日も風見くんと勉強するものだと思っていたけれど、違った？
Hard to say. We promised to meet in the classroom at 5, but Sachi never showed.
それはおかしいわね。
Jinx. As soon as the words leave my mouth, 3 voices respond in an uneasy chorus. Apparently I'm not the only one more than a little surprised by Sachi blowing off a pre-arranged meeting.
あのさ、一ついい？
What is it? After a moment of silence, Michiru raises her hand tentatively into the air. What is it, Michiru? Something relevant? Some relevant information come to mind?
情報っていうか、この問題を一発で解決しちゃう方法があると思うんだけど、言っちゃってもいい？本当？やるじゃん、みちる。まあ大したことはないと思うんだけど、私ならではみたいな。
What do you want about? I see. By all means, share your insight with us, please.
ふふふふふふ。いや、ユージにそこまでお願いされちゃ仕方ないわよね。いいから早く言えよ、パツキン。
Machina's getting impatient.
家に流れた。
Yup.
いい？一度しか言わないから、みんな食いしばってよく聞きなさいよ。
We're waiting.
食いしばってどうするのよ。
Don't ask questions, Amane.
つまりサチの携帯に電話すれば一発解決間違いなしよ。
Problem. Her cell phone got wrecked.
どう？すごいでしょ。ってあれ？みんなしてなんでやっちゃったみたいな顔してるの？
Yeah, somebody's a little out of the loop.
実際やっちゃってるからじゃね？嘘。
もしかして松島さんの案ってそれだけだったの？
そうだけど、私何か変なこと言った？
変なことというより、その案はみんなを集める前に試しているのが前提なんじゃない？
Yes, Yumiko. That is just common sense.
うぐ。
In the first place, Sachi's phone is out of commission at the moment.
サチの携帯壊れちゃったの？
Yeah, it was discovered diving in the bathtub just last night.
したのよさ。
Yep. Thanks, Machina, for making that discovery.
それはさすがに知らなかったな。あはあはは。
Oh, you're fine. The weak attempt at a smile plastered awkwardly across her face, Michiru shrinks before our eyes.
みちるにしては目の付けどころは悪くなかったんだけどね。
It was actually a rational thought for once.
いいのよ、あまね。どうせ私は三島崎一不幸なツインテールなんだから。
ずいぶん狭い範囲の一番ね。
It is, Yumiko.
まあ、そうへこむなよ、チルチル。人生そんなに悪いことばかりじゃないのよさ。あんたに慰められると余計惨めになるのはなんでだろう。失礼な。私がなけなしの優しさをかけているというのに。
God damn it, Machina. But so right. Rank and gratitude. See if I ever offer you such a sincerely half-assed attempt at kindness again. I don't think those words go together, Machina, but you go. You go, girl. Maybe it was a mistake to bring these people into the discussion in the first place?
でも、そう考えたら結構まずくない？さっちゃんと連絡がつかない状況なんでしょ？
No, we don't.
やっぱ警察とかに連絡した方がいいのかな？
I think that's a bit much right now.
私たちにとっては一大事だとしても、数時間いなくなった程度では警察は動いてくれないわよ。それに小峰さんだって子供じゃないんだし、この時間から警察に連絡というのは少し大げさすぎるんじゃないかしら。
Yes, I agree. Excuse me. She did tell me she might be late, for one thing.
それならなおさらね。
Nodding with evident conviction, Sakaki closes her eyes. Objectively speaking, her argument is definitely reasonable.
榊さんの言う通りかもね。
Yeah. Michiru and Machina seem to reach the same conclusion. The group looks silently in my direction, anticipating a decision. Okay. Let's wait and see for the moment. That's about all we can do. If Sachi still isn't back by this evening, I'll get in touch with the principal and ask her about the next step.
そうね、それが一番いいと思う。
Yeah, that makes sense.
私もそう思うのよ。私も。
Let's hope this works. Alright then. I'm gonna head back to the classroom and try waiting for Sachi there. But I'd like to volunteer to contact me in case she comes back to the dorm instead. I'd like a volunteer, sorry.
じゃあ、その役は私がやるのよさ。
How did I know you would volunteer, Makina?
私もマキナとここに残るわ。さっちゃんのことは心配だしね。
I think we all are, yeah.
それな
This
ら
does strike me as odd.
外を探してくるわよ。
I have been wondering if she just passed out somewhere on the premises from heat exhaustion.
勝手に決めないでもらえるかしら。
Nope, but you're going along with it anyway.
そんなこと言って、どうせ一人で行くつもりだったんでしょ？
それは。
She's like, what if I was? Since these four have spent considerably more time living with Sachi, there's no question that they understand her better than I do. Considering that, there's no reason to refuse their help when it's voluntarily offered. Sorry for the hassle. I appreciate this.
お兄ちゃんも大船に乗ったつもりで任務を遂行するのよ。
Will do. This late already? Before I know it, the hour's hands crept past 9. Still no sign of Sachi and no word from the others. This is getting beyond weird and into worrisome territory.
Yuji!
Yeah, hi. When I return to the dorm, Amani and Makina jump up from their positions, watching the doorway and rush over.
それでどうだったのよ？サチは戻ってきた？
No. She didn't come to the classroom, at least.
そっか。
Their shoulders droop simultaneously at the news. Yeah, this ain't good.
サチらしい子はいなかった。
駅前の方でもそれらしい姿は見かけなかったわね。
This ain't good, guys. Beads of sweat running down their foreheads, Michiru and Sakaki offer similar reports in identical tones of regret and concern. I see. Sorry to make you run around in this heat.
勘違いしないでよ。ユージのためじゃなくて、サチのためにやっただけなんだから。
Hey, we all are.
ねど、今のどうだったユミコ？
私に感想を求めないでもらえるかしら。ミチルのツンデレ具合はどうでもいいけど、これでさっちゃんが行方不明になっちゃった可能性は高くなってきたわね。
Yeah, this ain't good.
やっぱり地図に相談してみるのよ。
Yeah, you're right. Taking out my cell phone, I dial the principal's private number from memory.
はい。
It's me. Sorry to call you so late.
携帯に電話してくるなんて何かあった？
To summarize matters concisely, Sachi's gone missing.
小峰さんが
Yeah. We made pretty clear plans, but she stood me up. Hasn't come back to the dorm since.
小峰さんが約束をね。
There's a slight hint of tension in the principal's voice now. Apparently, we're not the only ones surprised by the idea of Sachi blowing off an appointment like
そ
this.
れで時間にするとどれくらいの間いなくなっているの？
The last time anyone saw her would be a good 6 hours ago. And unfortunately, she doesn't have a cell phone on her at the moment.
そう。連絡がつかないのは困ったわね。
Yep. That would be why I'm reporting to you. As principal of the school, what do you think we should do about this?
そうね。
After this brief response, there's a moment of
ま
silence.
ずは小峰さんのお家に状況を連絡してそちらの意向を確認するわ。
Makes sense. Seems like a bit of a leisurely approach, frankly.
少し変わっていると言ってもこの学園も国が認める学校機関の一つ。対処の手順は変わらないわ。
Right. Understandable. Well, unquestionably the correct judgment as the leader of her
た
organization.
だあなたの危惧している事態を避けるために私個人としての手は打たせてもらいます。
Of course. Ah, so that's it. Considering how rapidly she formulated this calm and rational approach to the situation, it's probably safe to trust Shizuru's judgment on the specific details. Guess you're not sitting in the most comfortable chair in the building for nothing. Okay, I understand what you're thinking in general, but what should we be doing right now? No, not when we've devoted this much time to it. You imagine correctly. Good job. That you are. Right, that's probably wise. Reckless action could very well end up expanding the scale of our problem. Yeah, please do. Cutting off the call immediately, I slide my phone shut and push it back into my pocket. She's gonna get in touch with Sachi's family first and talk with her guardians about how to proceed. Yeah, standard procedure. After all, there must be some relatively complicated family circumstances involved if they're sending their child to this kind of school. She promised to get in touch immediately if there's any major developments. More or less. I'll handle that. Exactly.
女の子が夜中に出歩いてると、それこそ行方不明になっちゃうかもしれないってことよ。
Thank you, Amane, for spelling that out.
ああ、なるほど。それなら心配いらないのよ。私にはお兄ちゃんから習ったスーパー護身術があるのよさ。
Sure. Not good enough.
待ってるのは嫌なのよ。私はサチンが心配なのよさ。
I know you are. Makina's voice is unusually fraught with emotion. Small tears of frustration are forming in the corners of her eyes. She's the same age as Sachi and plays with her more than anyone else. Makina might well be the most upset out of all of us right now.
ねえ、マキナ、あんたの気持ちもわかるけど、今はユージに任せよ。さっちゃんだってその間に戻ってくるかもしれないんだしさ。
You got that right. It's just not what she wants to be doing right now. Clinging tightly to Amane from behind, Makina slowly begins to regain her composure. As long as these two are together, I probably don't have to worry about her doing anything reckless. We can only hope. Okay, I'm gonna head out and look for Sachi.
あんたも気をつけなさいよ。最近は変なやつが多いんだから。
Boy, did this line age like fine wine. There's a lot of weird people out there these days. Boy, if that ain't the truth. Right. Ugh. Answering Michiru's anxious words with a nod, I walk up to Sakaki, who's been standing a little apart from the rest of the crew. Giving her a light tap on the shoulder, I lean in and speak in a low voice. Sakaki, if something comes up while I'm gone, I want you to take charge. Because I trust your judgment in a crisis. If Amane and Michiru lose their heads and try to do something reckless, depending on you to step in and stop them. Yeah, sorry about that. Taking note of the slight redness in Sakaki's cheeks, I leave the dorm at a run, silently thanking my master for her insight. Alright, first problem is... where do I start? I don't know why Sachi vanished, or where she went this afternoon. I've effectively got nothing in the way of specific clues to work off of. Given that, my only real option is to speculate based on her normal pattern of activity, but I'm no expert there. Might as well take another look in the classroom. After a brisk journey to the school building, I peek into our classroom, my heart pounding more from tension than the exercise. It's silent, dark, and totally empty. Not here after all. Still, there's always the possibility that Sachi will wander in here while I'm out looking for her. To protect against the risk that we'll pass each other by, I should probably leave her a message of some sort. Grabbing a thick piece of paper from a supply closet, I write, Sachi, if you see this, head back to the dorm right away, in large letters with a permanent marker. Good enough. That done, I secure the note in the middle of the blackboard with a few pieces of tape. That should do it. Oh! That you, Shizuru? Okay. Sachi is missing. That is what's happening, Norin. And? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm really curious what happened. I see. Yep, so they want to keep this on the down low, basically. From the sound of it, Sachi's family does indeed have some complicated circumstances of their own. So, what's the next step for you? I see. Same thing you pulled when I arrived here. I see. Good to hear, I think. Oh boy. Right. Hypothetically speaking, if Sachi's left the prefecture, a larger scale effort involving sheer numbers and brute power would become necessary. I'm the one who promised to meet up with her. I've got a responsibility to find out what happened. Appreciate it. Hopefully that'll get us some information. On the other hand, if she comes up empty, we run smack into a demoralizing dead end. Unless, of course, I find a new lead first. For now, that's all I need to be thinking about. Alright. Guess I'll see if the others have any ideas about places Sachi frequents. Good an idea as any. This tension reminds me of the job. Unlike those neatly defined missions, it's a frustrating hunt in the dark, groping blindly for clues. This time I'm not chasing down some faceless target I'll never know. The person I'm searching for is a classmate, a friend. Pressing the cell phone to my ear, I sprint down the hallway, trying to drown out my uneasiness through mindless motion. The next morning. Oh. This does not bode well. The instant I push open the front door, Makina and Michiru rush up expectantly. No. I tried everywhere you suggested she might go, and all the public gathering spots I could think of. No sign of her. She let me know that none of the police stations in the prefecture are looking after a girl. Nothing since then. Oh man. This is double not good. Now is when you start to wonder what the hell happened to her. Did she get kidnapped? Like, I mean, we'll probably find out in due time, but... Oh, man. This is not good, folks. Sachi's gone missing. Understandably enough, the two grow downcast as I speak. Sakaki and Amane might have hung back instead of rushing up to interrogate me, but it seems the news had a similar effect on them. I hear small, frustrated sighs from their direction. She really wants to get out there and look. Even before the words are out of her mouth, Makina is yanking at my sleeve with impatient little jerks.
待ってマキナ。さっちゃんのことが心配なのはわかるけど、少しユージも休ませてあげよう。
Yeah.
中外を探してくれてたんだしさ。そうだったのよさ。自分勝手なことばかり言ってごめんなさいなのよ、お兄ちゃん。
You're fine, Makina. So it's only natural to be worried about somebody that you cherish. Guys, Makina needs head pats. Give Makina head pats. Look at her. She just wants her friend back. No, there's nothing to apologize for. That's the natural reaction. That's what I said, Yuji. That's what I said. Doesn't matter how much time I spent outside. There's no getting around the fact that I didn't find Sachi.
それから、ユージはこれで体拭いて。
Yeah, thanks. Catching the towel Amane tosses in my direction, I wipe cold rainwater from my hair and shoulders.
それが終わったらお風呂に入って体を温めること。最悪シャワーでもいいから。
Don't need to tell me twice. I don't really feel like it right now. I think he just wants sleep, but damn, yeah, Yuji's taking this hard.
気分じゃなくても入るの。いくら体力に自信があったって風邪をひいちゃう可能性はあるんだから。
That's about the reaction I expected from you, Amane. All right. Her argument's logical, and she delivered it with such a painfully stoic expression that I can't bring myself to be stubborn.
雨強くなってきたわね。
Yeah, this ain't good, Chief. Gazing out the front windows into the gray sky, Amane mutters to no one in particular. The rain started falling a little before dawn and hasn't let up since. If anything, the sound of water drumming against the building seems to grow louder with the passage of time.
サチ、ちゃんと雨風をしのいでるといいのだけど。大丈夫だって。もし外にいるとしたら傘くらい買ってるわよ。
Well, that alone wouldn't help much.
そうなのよさ。
That by itself wouldn't help much. If it's like a downpour out there, you need a good raincoat too. Somebody breaks the silence, venting some new concern that's pushed its way into their mind. Someone else offers their best attempt at soothing words, and we're left listening to the rain once more. Since my return, we've repeated this pattern more times than I can count. A little after 9, Shizuru called to let me know she's given formal notice to the police. It's been nearly 4 hours since then. Since we've decided to rely on the authorities, the most helpful thing you can do is to keep calm and stay out of the way. The police are fundamentally superior in terms of manpower and investigative skills. On top of which, they have the critical advantage of socially sanctioned authority. In other words, we can let the professionals take care of the rest. Completely understandable judgment for a principal to make. Objectively, it's probably the wisest possible course of action. But however rational it may be, sitting around quietly like this is proving very hard to stomach. I've spent longer than this standing by on the job, but it feels completely different this time. The anxiety and frustration swirling around inside me seem to be growing exponentially with every hour that ticks by. It's increasingly a struggle to maintain my cool, and it's a sign that you really do care about her.
では17時にいつもの場所でお待ちしています。
The usual place. Is it possible she meant something else by this? Sachi definitely said those exact words to me just a few feet from where I'm sitting. And when Sakake and Amane went into her room to investigate, They didn't find any evidence she'd wandered off on some spur-of-the-moment journey. The girl does have a slightly whimsical side, but it's hard to imagine her taking a trip without even packing a change of clothes. Yeah, it's weird. Suddenly leaping up from the sofa, Michiru breaks the silence, her voice tinged with something close to desperation.
こんなに心配かけて帰ってきたらみんなの部屋の掃除くらいじゃ許さないんだからみちるそれにサチがいなくなってもう1日になるし
Yeah, we can only speculate as to where she is, can't we, Makina? Yeah, wherever she's at, hopefully she's being taken care of.
さっちゃんが何をしてるにしてもきっと食事くらいはとってるわよ
Can only hope.
本当なのよ
Yeah, her wallet wasn't in her room, apparently. She's got money to eat at least.
それならよかったのよさ
ただ何かの事件に巻き込まれている場合はその限りじゃないでしょうけどね
If she's gotten caught up in something, all bets are off.
ちょっとユミコ縁起でもないこと言わないでよ
We can't rule it out as a possibility, Michiru, now can we?
でもその可能性がないとは言えないでしょう
Exactly.
それは
Michiru falls back into an awkward silence. Nobody's come out and said it until now, but we've all been thinking something of the sort. We all know Sakaki's right. Considering Sachi's personality, it's hard to imagine she'd vanish without a word. And the completely normal condition of her room makes this even stranger. No matter how much I want to deny it, there's a very real possibility something happened to her.
じゃあサチンは悪い人に連れて行かれちゃったのよ大丈夫よまだそうと決まったわけじゃないんだし
Unable to fully deny that unpleasant possibility, Michiru's voice grows weak and uncertain. Michiru's right. As long as we don't hear anything from the police or Sachi herself, we can't make any assumptions. And until then, we need to do what we can. Apparently, the others are just as fed up with waiting around Grisaia. The instant the words leave my mouth, they lean in toward me with intent expressions on their faces.
そうよねそのためにもまずは状況を整理しましょう
Sounds about right.
じゃあもう一度詳しく聞かせてほしいんだけどユージは昨日さっちゃんとどんなやりとりをしたの
Yesterday morning, Sachi and I agreed to continue the testing at 1 p.m., as per usual. But I got called to my part-time job at the last minute. I told Sachi we'd reschedule for 5 in the afternoon.
その時さっちゃんは何て言ってたの
Said she might be a little late, asked if that'd be alright.
少し遅れるか教室には昨日から定期的に様子を見に行ってるけど
No. Not by any...
時間じゃなくなってるわ
Yeah, not by, any definition of the word.
そうね
After that, she just confirmed that she'd be waiting in the usual place as of 5 p.m.
待ってるって言ったってことは少なくとも教室に向かう意思はあるってことよね
Yeah, whatever she meant by the usual place. That's what we need to figure out. What did she mean by that?
そうなるけど
待って
Sakaki abruptly interrupts Amani's words, her eyes flashing.
本当にいつもの場所は教室だったのかしら
Thank you for saying what I have been thinking this whole time, Yumiko. Was the usual place really the classroom? Yes. That is the question that needs answering. I see. That might just be it.
どういうこと
With that one sentence, everyone, with the exception of a certain bottle blonde, instantly grasps what Sakaki's implying.
そう考えたら辻褄が合うかも
There was a misunderstanding. Yeah, it's definitely coherent, but
ねえちょっと自分たちだけ納得してないで
Abject groveling out of nowhere.
じゃあその役はスオさんに任せるわ。
オッケー。
After accepting Sakaki's request with a mildly exasperated nod, Mane sits up straight in her chair to explain.
ほら、みちるもさっちゃんがお願いや約束を絶対に守る子だってことは知ってるでしょ。もちろんよ。だから普通に考えて、さっちゃんはユージと約束した場所で待ってるはずなのよ。でも教室にはいなかったわよ。言ってみればそこがミソなのよさ。
Yes.
ミソ？そう、ユージにとってはいつもの場所が教室だったかもしれないけど、さっちゃんにとっていつもの場所が教室だったとは限らないじゃない？
Yes. That is the crux of the matter. What did Sachi mean by the usual place?
ああ、そっか。
At this point, the Mane finally succeeds in shoving Michiru's train of thought down the tracks to the point everyone else passed 5 minutes ago, prompting an overblown reaction. I didn't explicitly tell her to wait in the classroom. There's a possibility she went somewhere else entirely. Normally, anyone would know I was referring to the classroom, but in Sachi's case, a misunderstanding of some kind seems disturbingly plausible.
なるほどね。で、サチにとってのいつもの場所はどこになるの？
That's the thing. We don't really know what that means.
そこが問題ね。
Yes, that is indeed the problem. That is very much the problem. We don't know what Sachi means by the usual place. And because her phone died as of 2 days ago, we don't have a way of contacting her to find out. Hence why she's missing.
小峰さんが今も別の場所で待っていたとして、その場所がわからなければ探しようがないわ。
Exactly. But unfortunately, the only way to get that info is straight from the horse's mouth.
そっか。
To be honest, I don't know what she could have thought I meant other than the classroom.
ね、お兄ちゃん、サチは他に何か言ってなかったのよ。
No. Nothing else about the location anyway.
サッチンと一緒にいたところを思い出すのよ。そこを全部回ればどこかにサッチンがいるはずなのよさ。
Been trying. Outside the school grounds, the only place that really comes to mind is the shopping district.
だとしたらまだ見つからないのはおかしいのよさ。
Exactly. Yeah. For one thing, I thoroughly combed both the shopping district proper and the commercial area around the station.
となると話は結局振り出しか。
Mm-hmm.
考えるべきことは分かったわ。
Exactly.
そうよ。私も一生懸命頭を使って考えるのよさ。
I respect the determination, Makina.
私だってそのつもりだけど、二人で行った場所ってことなら結局有事頼みになるわよね。
As if on cue, all four turned their gazes towards me. Yeah, you're not wrong. I might be overlooking something here. I'm going to try to settle down and think this over as calmly as possible.
そうね。ずっとここでうなってるのが悪いのかもしれないし、ここは一度仕切り直した方がいいかもね。
Mm-hmm. Everyone assents to Amane's suggestion. We temporarily suspend our meeting in an attempt to break out of this rut. Well, the girls trudge back to their respective rooms. Soon enough, I'm left alone on the lobby sofa, gazing blankly out the window. In the end, I throw myself right back into the problem without even taking the time to stand up and stretch my legs. The usual place, is it? The usual modifier means it has to be somewhere she visits frequently. In context, some place that I've been with her on a regular basis. No matter how many times I roll those conditions through my head, The only places that fit the bill are inside the grounds of this school. It's enough to make me realize just how limited our relationship is. Sachi and I have never really been more than classmates. Our frequent interactions, the result of simple proximity inside this somewhat claustrophobic school. Not that any of that's an excuse. So I can't even track down a single classmate without my special eyes and ears. Thank God my master's not alive to see this. She'd be in hysterics. No. If my master was here, she would probably be angry at me before anything else. Angry that I'm wasting my time thinking about this crap instead of the problem at hand. That's right. Think, God damn it! If the general premise I'm working from is correct, there has to be something I'm missing here. This isn't the first time I've hit a wall like this, and Asako taught me to do what to do at times like these. The concept of coincidence was invented by vapid romanticists as a pickup line. Listen up and listen good. Things happen the way they do for a reason. When none of it makes any goddamn sense, stop bashing your head against the wall and take a step back. Let your mind go limp. Just like the proverbial bluebird of happiness, the answer's gonna be sitting in a surprisingly obvious place. Surprisingly obvious, huh? Come to think of it, feels like plenty of things have happened even inside this birdcage of a school. To be perfectly honest, at first I just had her down as a weirdly diligent girl. After a while, I found out she has a surprisingly amusing side, and eventually I started getting genuinely interested in what makes her tick. Sachi kind of resembles me. That thought might have been the biggest single reason for my uncharacteristic curiosity, but whatever the case, my little talks with her have been leaving a strong impression on me lately. Even so, there's just nothing there. Nothing in those memories that stands out as an answer. God damn it! Tearing my eyes away from the dour gray sky, I glance around the lobby in an attempt to distract myself from this unproductive frustration. A bamboo broom propped up beside the entrance catches my eye. Seeing that broom sitting idly by is proof enough that Sachi's not around. Never seems to leave her side when she's puttering around the dorm.
自分が使う場所は綺麗だった方が嬉しいですから。
I remember. Just yesterday, she made her work as a pseudo-maid sound like her life's mission. Come to think of it, outside of the classroom, Sachi's been wearing a maid uniform constantly since the day we met. Yeah, that is her thing after all. Hold it. Could I be making a really fundamental mistake in my assumptions here? For one thing, if I was wrong about something that basic, the field of possibilities grows significantly wider. When I narrow those down using the conditions I've been rolling around in my head all this time, all of a sudden, I've got a completely different candidate for the usual place. If I'm right about this, there's one point in particular that seems completely inexplicable. That said, we've reached a total dead end otherwise. I have no choice but to run with it.
あれユージ、また外を探しに行くの？
I'm curious what he found. Just as I'm rising to my feet, Michiru reappears in the lobby, probably stopping by to check up on me. Yeah, I think I might know where Sachi is.
あ、そうなんだ。
Hey, that's my line.
ってまた今なんて？
Like I said, I might have figured out the usual place Sachi was talking about. I'm going in to head there to check right away. Let the others know, will ya?
ああ、うん。それくらいなら私にもできるけど。
Alright, I'm counting on you, Michiru.
あんたこそ気をつけていきなさいよ。
Yeah. Without pausing to grab an umbrella or raincoat, I rushed out of the dorm, sent off by Michiru's earnest, if completely out of character, words of concern. Not bothering to avoid the puddles in the pocketed asphalt road, I sprint single-mindedly away from the dorm. On the job, it's fundamental common sense not to set up an umbrella even in the middle of a typhoon. This rain doesn't even faze me. More importantly, every second counts right now. An entire day has passed since Sachi went missing. 24 hours since she left the dorm. She may have been waiting for me all this time. She may still be waiting, even now. The festering sense of frustration inside me swells to unbearable intensity. Sachi.
これは自分でもどうしてなのかわからないのですが、
What a more fitting line.
風見さんに褒めてもらえると胃の上のあたりが温かくなるんです。私また風見さんの前で気を失ってしまったんですね。
Yeah, you know, when we found you in the bath, utterly passed out.
ご
I
明察
remember.
です。それに風見さんはカレーがお好きでしたよね。
Ironic. After all that time going around in circles, now it's like the dam broke. Just as my master said, the breakthrough was staring me in the face all along. Sachi gave me plenty of hints herself. My new hypothesis growing firmer with every step. I make my way towards the other usual place. Nothing left to do but see if she's there. I still don't know what this usual place is. So we're in some neighborhood. This place hasn't changed as much as I expected. Wait. It's this line I'm fixating on. I don't recall there being a first time Sachi has fainted in front of us. Is it possible that that person we've been reminiscing about from our childhood is the very same person we're looking for right now? Is that what it is? Oh, I can't wait to find out if I'm right about that. I'm really curious now. Ho 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 ho! What a revelation that would be. I mumble to myself, feeling my way through vaguely familiar streets. During a several-hour train ride from Mishima Cape, I returned to this place for the first time in many years. This is the town where I was born. My earliest years before my master took custody of me, I lived here with my parents and sister. Never thought I'd be coming back here, much less looking for Sachi. The only constant in my life is its unpredictability. Yep, life is predictably unpredictable. Slowing my pace, I move carefully forward, guided only by faded memories. The usual place that came to mind when all the reasonable answers failed was a small park. My one and only childhood playground, situated on the outskirts of this town. Here we go. The area around the park is thoroughly deserted, and the streetlights outside are dimmed to an absolute minimum. It's a small playground designed to give young children a place to romp around on sunny days. That's all as expected. There's no way anybody would be using this playground on a miserable, rainy evening like this one. That would be the common sense conclusion, but...
ほら、みちるもさっちゃんがお願いや約束を絶対に守る子だってことは知ってるでしょ。だから普通に考えて、さっちゃんはユージと約束した場所で待ってるはずなのよ。
I recall Amane's words from this morning. We all knew what Sachi was like. We knew she was bizarrely obedient. We knew she was prone to making strange mistakes as a result of subtle misunderstandings. But we had all assumed those quirks were nothing more than a reflection of her diligent personality. We'd all assumed she would bend those rules of hers if it ever became truly necessary. That's exactly why I don't want her to be here. Much as I want to find Sachi, those words spill out of my mouth. Contradictory as it might seem, I really mean them. If Sachi's here, my initial concerns about her behavior were justified. My vague unease will become something far more concrete, far harder to face. Given any choice in the matter, I don't want that to happen. No. I can't afford to worry about that right now. Forcibly persuading myself to refocus on the problem at hand, I finally enter the park. And once inside that dim, desolate playground, my eyes quickly find a small figure illuminated by the moonlight. Sachi. Oh my god. So that theory of mine is proving more and more plausible. Oh man. Ho ho ho. I'm starting to think Sachi might have been that young girl that we knew from our childhood who played with us here. No. No fucking way, man. No. The swing set's a tiny thing, made for the use of young children. Yeah, which makes this look all the more ridiculous when you think about it. Crammed into the undersized wooden seat, indifferent to her rain-soaked clothes, Sachi looks up at me and smiles. Have you been waiting here since yesterday? What does a man do when faced with a situation like this? What does a man do then? For real, I'm at a complete loss, guys. I would not even know how to respond in this situation. I would just be completely dumbfounded. Like, I would just be like, no. This can't be real. I have to be dreaming, right? But no. No, this is real. Without even eating. In the rain. All this time. Well, that's about the reaction I would expect from a reasonable person. Goddamn idiot! too much for me to endure. She's just too pitiful right now. Before I know it, I'm shouting down at her. I was about to say, I don't know if he's saying that about himself or Sachi, because both are justified.
どうしてでしょう。私、いきなり怒られてしまいました。
God damn it. This reads like such a troll comment. Yeah, this reads like one of those troll comments. Of course I'm angry. Why? Didn't you realize I wasn't coming? Didn't you realize something was off? Why didn't you just leave? Why the hell did you sit here all this time just to keep some worthless promise?
それは、ゆうくんとの待ち合わせだからだよ。
An intimate tone, completely unlike the formal style of speech Sachi usually employs. That vaguely embarrassing nickname. The combination resonates nostalgically with memories rendered fuzzy and indistinct from the passage of time.
ゆうくん、こっちこっち。次はあれで遊ぼう。ありがとう、ゆうくん。
I was right. Sachi's words. The connections I'm drawing have to be real. Why would you pick up other people's trash?
だって次にこの場所で遊んだ時綺麗だった方が嬉しいでしょ。
Oh my god! No way! No way, dude. It's real! It is what I thought. So my guess was correct after all. You and me both, Yuji. You and me both. Oh my god. You and I didn't meet for the first time in the Mihama dormitory.
はい。風見さんとは以前ここで遊
Yep,
んでいたこと
it
があ
all
ります。
makes sense now. We go in full circle here now. Oh my god. Sachi confirms my words casually, as if it was the most obvious thing in the world. Of course, her mere presence in this place is proof enough. Sachi, how long have you known?
最初にそうかもしれないと思ったのは転入してきた風見さんからお名前を聞いた時です。
Wow.
それからいろいろお話ししていくうちにだんだんそうじゃないかなと思い始めていたのですが、
So they were playmates when they were kids. Forgot about each other because of how long they'd been separated. But when brought together again, everything just clicked after a while. Oh my god. I just have the dumbest smile on my face right now. Like, this is just great. This is just great, man. You know, that happened so long ago that no, I don't remember it. But I'm sure that did happen. But at that point in the playthrough, I had no reason to suspect anything of that. But when you put it like that, Norin, it's those little details that you go back and analyze way later that just really shows how the author left little clues along the way. That makes it fun to reread. And it's like, man, all those little details that you didn't even think about when you read it the first time just makes you realize it was right in front of you the whole time, but you never had a reason to connect the dots until now. Like, that is fantastic writing. That is amazing.
最終的にゆうくんだと気づいたのは風見さんが初めて私の頭を撫でてくれた時です。
Oh, really? That was enough to convince you?
だって風見さんの手は私が大好きだったゆうくんと同じ温かさをしていましたから。
Oh, Sachi, stop! Stop! You're making my heart melt. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, man. Sachi, stop. Stop it right now. In other words, Sachi realized some time ago and kept quiet about it. Until now. Then, why didn't you say anything? I think she wanted you to take the hint.
どうしてですか?
I'm asking why you didn't tell me about all this. If I'd known, I might have remembered this place more quickly, right?
すみません。風見さんが別の場所で待っているという考えは
Excuse me.
全くありませんでした。
Excuse me. That pizza's coming back to haunt me. But there was very much a misunderstanding here, Sachi. A pretty damn big one, considering, you know, we reported you as a missing person and all that jazz. It didn't occur to you?
幼い頃の私と風見さんが待ち合わせていたのはいつもこの公園で、逆を言えばここ以外の場所で遊んだことはありません。
Like I said earlier, what does a man do when faced with a situation like this? What does a man do then?
ですから風見さんからいつもの場所と言われれば私にはこの場所しか思い浮かびませんでしたから。
Are you serious?
はい。
So many things happened so fast back then. Details are still fuzzy for me, but Sachi's memories of the time we spent together don't seem to have faded. This playground is clearly a very important place to her. Even so...
それに家と言われませんでしたから。
I see. Come to think of it, Sachi's always been like this. Silently carrying out her orders like a faithful robot, never expressing doubt or interjecting with her own opinion, never advancing her own interests. The rare exceptions come only when Sachi judges it strictly necessary. Even then, she's usually just seeking clarification. There's no longer any doubt in my mind. Those rules have to be the very reason Sachi ended up in Mihama Academy. You don't say. Yep, it's all coming together for Yuji now. In other words, it's all exactly as I feared.
風見さんはどうしてそんなに悲しそうな顔をしているんですか？
Because I am sad, idiot. What? Aren't you?
そうですね。私は嬉しいです。
Happy?
はい。待ち合わせ時間を考えたら遅刻かもしれませんが、ゆうくんは講師だから私はとても嬉しいです。
As Sachi smiles up at me, I finally realize something. The one thing about this girl that truly resembles me is the way she smiles. An artificial thing, plastered on for the sake of lubricating social interactions, an attempt to put others at ease rather than a reflection of any real emotion. Maybe she's not lying. Maybe she really is happy. But whatever the case, that smile is hollow. How many times have I seen this expression on her face? And I'm only realizing now. Pathetic. No. Maybe it's not surprising I didn't notice. I've managed to fool plenty of people the exact same way. It's a skill that develops with practice.
そんな顔しないでください、風見さん。
When's he gonna tell her?
風見さんはちゃんと約束を守ってくれました。だから今度は私がこうする番です。
Rising unsteadily to her feet, Sachi reaches up and brings her hand to rest on top of my head.
約束守ってくれてありがとう、ゆうくん。
I have no idea what to even say about this. Like, on one hand, the lack of contextual understanding from Sachi is just off the charts. But on the other hand, this writing is just fantastic. Now it's Yuji's turn to get the head pats. Maybe it's sheer surprise. Maybe some part of me wants things to stay like this for a little longer. I can't tell for sure. Whatever the case, my body's frozen in place under the gentle movements of that small hand. Sachi? What are you...
勝手なことをしてすみません。でも私が最後にいつもの場所で遊ぶ約束をした時、ゆうくんはこの公園に来てくれませんでした。
I didn't?
はい。
When was this?
でもゆうくんは悪くありません。あの時の私は悪い子で、私が一方的に取り付けた約束でしたから、ゆうくんが来てくれなかったのも当然です。
Huh.
でも今回は違います。ちゃんと約束をした待ち合わせでした。だからそこにゆうくんが来てくれて、私本当に嬉しい。
Sachi! Catch Sachi in my arms as she collapses forward, the last of her strength gone. I'm starting to think the rain definitely got to her after a while.
すみません、風見さん。今体を。
No. Nothing to apologize for. Don't push yourself.
そう言っていただけると助かります。なぜか立ち上がろうとしても 体に力が
Then
入らなくて。
Then don't. I'm guessing it's a combination of exhaustion and hypothermia from the rain. Yeah. To steal a line from the critical drinker. Somebody get this girl a cheeseburger. Stat! Hardly surprising, after sitting through that rainstorm without eating or drinking. At a quick estimate, Sachi's been in this place for 28 hours straight. And I'm willing to bet that she didn't even allow herself to take a nap the whole time she was waiting for me. No matter how sturdy this girl is, she must be well past the limits of her physical endurance by now.
ですが、私はこれから風見さんとのテストの
No.
約束が
No. We're going to postpone that. You don't need to worry about that either. The only thing you promised me was to wait until I showed up. And you kept that promise. You can rest now.
それならよかったです。
Yeah, we're gonna postpone that test. With those words and a particularly weak attempt at a smile, Sachi instantly falls unconscious. Within seconds, she's gone totally limp, leaving me to bear her full weight in my arms. It's only then that I finally realized just how alarmingly cold her body is. Yeah, hypothermia. The girl's clearly in bad shape, to the point that she needs medical attention and quickly. Even so, the expression on her face as she sleeps, she seems genuinely happy, in a way that artificial smile never was. I may be a pretty pitiful excuse for a human being. Maybe, just maybe, there's something I can do for this girl. You're a hell of a lot tougher than you look, Sachi. Brushing a few drops of rainwater from Sachi's face, I pull out my cell phone and call Shizuru. Oh, this'll be fun.
ゆうくん、どうしてもう一緒に遊べないの？私そんなのやだよ。せっかく仲良くなれて、これからもっともっとゆうくんと遊べると思ったのに。それなのに、突然お別れしなきゃいけないなんて。私、明日も待ってるから。ゆうくんが来てくれるまで、絶対、いつもの場所で待ってるから。
Damn. Yeah, that's, definitely what got her into that into this academy. God damn. And after hearing Sachi's story, this is about as much as I can remember. As children we parted abruptly. Our burgeoning friendship was cut off without warning. That must have happened when I was forced to move away after my sister's death. That much makes sense. There's still one part of all this that I find completely inexplicable. I understand that Sachi has to be the same person who played with me as a child. The girl in my memories was energetic and strong-willed in the extreme. A little spoiled even. Her personality and way of speaking were totally unlike the Sachi I know today. This was probably before she was disciplined to hell and back. Of course, people naturally change as they grow up, but I don't know of many transformations that's quite that dramatic. Something must have triggered such a radical shift. I guess that something is connected to our conversation back then, but there's no way to know for sure until I learn more about Sachi's past. With what happened over the last 2 days, I think that's become necessary.
屋上で星を眺めるなんて意外にロマンチストなところがあったのね。
When did you get up here? Ah, Shizuru.
私は学園長室で待っててって言ったはずだけど。
Sorry, felt like getting some fresh air.
そう。
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. Alright. Well, I am officially out of water. So I think I'm going to be looking for a place to stop. Maybe once we get through this moment in the story.
各種への連絡と病院での手続きは一通り済ませてきたわ。
Dropping the line of questioning, Shizuru walks up to stand at my side. Appreciate it. Sorry to push all the hard work on you.
それは私のセリフよ。学生の管理は私の仕事だし。
Yeah, by sheer dumb
あなたが
luck.
見つけてくれたんだから。
True enough.
それより、あなたは小峰さんのそばにいてあげなくてもいいの？
Eh. She's got 4 dedicated nurses at the moment. I think she'll be alright.
それはそうだけど。でも、
Women don't like having men oogle them as they sleep, right?
まったく。こういう時に冗談が言えるのはあなたくらいのものだと思うわよ。
I think he's just stating established fact. Blame my sister, I inherited it from her. Anyway,
他にやることができた。
Right. Remember what you told me a little while ago? How you don't expect me to do anything in particular for this school or its students?
ええ、確かにそう言ったわ。
I've got a follow-up question.
何かしら。
Are you willing to let me get involved on a voluntary basis?
ええ、もちろん。
Of course. Good to know. Sounds almost like she was expecting this from the very start. I think she knew in due time it would grow. Guess there's a reason she's able to get by sitting around and sipping expensive tea all day.
でもいいの？これは一年の任務でもないし、あなたにとって何の得にもならないことかもしれないわよ。
No, but I didn't come to this school for duty or profit. You might say I'm here precisely because I wanted something more than that. Right. I wanted to understand the meaning of the words my master left me.
なるほどね。
Also, in a way, I owe Sachi my life.
小峰さんが命の恩人？
Sachi and I knew each other as kids, and it's probably thanks to her that I managed to push my way through the worst of it.
驚いた。そんなことがあったなんて私も知らなかったわ。
Yeah, we just found out ourselves, Prince. Not surprising. I just remembered a little while ago myself.
そう。
Lowering her head from the fence, Shizuru turns to face me.
でも、そういう理由があったなら、小峰さんだったのは。
Oh, really? Circumstances aside, simple truth is, Sachi caught my interest as she is today.
惹かれたか。それなら、今度こそ小峰さんについての報告書を渡しましょうか。
Like I said before, that won't be
じゃ
necessary.
あ、断ることができない小峰さんから聞き出す。
That's not it either.
だったら、
I'll handle this my way. In this case, maybe it's a pointlessly roundabout method, but I've gotten by with it all this time, so I'm gonna stick with what I know. Yeah, that, and maybe he wants to take the scenic route with all this.
なるほど。不器用だけどまっすぐで、あなたらしい考えね。
Exactly. Is that supposed to be a compliment?
さあ、どうかしらね。
Why does everybody talk in riddles in this game? Blatantly evading the question, Shizuru offers me a composed smile. Alright. Think it's about time I got going.
ええ、何か必要になったら遠慮なく言ってくれていいから。
I'm counting on it, Principal Tashibana. Well then. Stepping outside the school grounds, I retrieve my cell phone from my pocket. Even if it does ultimately come down to asking for someone's help, I stick to the methods I trust most. If I want to change something, to accomplish something meaningful, excuse me, I think that's the way it has to be. Julia, I need a favor. Whoop. Now we with Sachi.
案外気持ちよさそうに寝てるわね。
まったくあれだけ心配させておいてのんきなもんよ。
と見せかけてず ずっとこのままなんてオチは嫌なのよ。
I don't think that's gonna be the case, Machina.
あんたはさらっとなんてこと言うのよ。それだけサッチンが心配なのよさ。
Yeah, you have.
心配しなくても平気よ。看護師さんから話を聞いた限りでは疲れて眠っているだけらしいから。
Yeah, the kind of sleep you have when you've been awake for more than a day. Well, that and she was out in a rainstorm all day with just her school clothes. So, you can imagine how that goes.
それならよかったのよさ。でもユージ、よくサッちゃんを見つけられたわよね。
Yeah, he eventually pieced it together.
そういえばそうよね。愛の力すげえな。
やっぱりそうなのかしら。
What's with that expression, Yumiko?
一番意外なところが食いついてきやがった。
大はないわ。ただ最近仲良くしていたみたいだし、本当にそういう力が働いたのかと思って。
Yeah, you're not wrong, Yumiko.
やめてユミコ、キャラかぶってる上にうまいから。
Uh-huh.
うまいってか、多分榊さんのは天然だからね。
Yep.
私は諦めないわよ。うなぎだって天然物より美味しい養殖物だってあるんだから。チルチル静かにしろよ。サッチンが起きちゃうのよ。あんたが煽ったくせに。
それより本来の面会時間はとっくに過ぎているんだし。
Yeah, I'm surprised they let you stay in here this long.
そうね。着替えとかいろいろ用意しなくちゃいけないものもあるし。
I'm surprised they didn't get her one.
っていうか、ユージのバカはどこで何やってるのよ。俺はやることがあるってすぐどっかに行っちゃったからね。
Probably something related to Sachi, if I had to guess.
きっとその場に居合わせた人だからこそ分かったことがあるんでしょうね。
こんな時までカッコつけなくてもいいのに。
Of course he does. He's Yuji.
でもそこが好きなんだよな。
God damn it, Machina. That's what gets you moist, right? God damn it.
ほらほら、本当にサッちゃん起きちゃうからそろそろおいとまするわよ。わかってるわよ。じゃあサッチン、すぐに戻ってくるからそれまでいい子にしてるのよ。
Well, is she stirring? No. Well, I must admit, I want to find out what that favor is that he needed from Julia. I admit that I want to find out, but I think this is a pretty good place to stop for next time. So I think we're going to withdraw for now. Because this, I think, will be a good place to pick up from next time. That is, unless we're like right on the ending of Sachi's Route, which I don't think we are. I really hope I don't pull a secret pain on this, because that would be tragic, and I don't want to do that. So, yeah, you know. But yeah, we found out a lot tonight. Oh boy, did we find out a lot tonight. Whew! And I am excited for next time, guys. I think I've become truly invested in Sachi's Route after tonight. Like, holy shit. That was a journey, man. What we just saw here. That was a goddamn adventure. So yeah, that's where we're gonna pick things up for next time. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So, till then, take care.